All right. Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer. I am with Perp Minded. We are going to talk about some Oscar stuff. Perp's muted right now.
I have no
So there, man. There you go. There you go. So hopefully we'll get some of the other guys to join us. If not, then it'll just be us two, which is cool. But we're going to talk about a couple Oscar movies. We're going to talk about Top Gun Maverick and Avatar The Way of Water. So, and I know you've seen both of these, right? Like Perp?
Yeah. Both in theaters.
Okay. In theaters, yeah. 3D, IMAX, like these are like big Hollywood.
Avatar, yes. Top Gun, no. And Top Gun, I waited till like the fourth week to see this too. Just
that really?
Should tell you a lot, but
yeah. And we got the Black Guru. What's up?
Shout out to BG.
Yeah. So, cool. So shout out to you, Perp, because I know last week you invited some of the Spoiler Kings to join you about the Ant-Man. So I believe I know Brian did. I think Brandon joined you too towards the end.
It was just Brian.
It was just Brian. Yeah, I know you had a full house with that one. So like definitely definitely props for you for being able to control that group of people, because that was it was a lot of people with a lot of different opinions on that movie. So it was a good watch.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but appreciate inviting us and having Brian jumping on. But cool, man. You just want to get right into it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to talk about Top Gun Maverick, starring Tom Cruise first. So before we get going with that, you want to give a shout out to your channel, let people know where they can find you at?
Yes, you can find me at Perp Minded. That's just how it's spelled. You can type it in as one word or two separate words, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I talk about a lot of different movies, TV shows, anime occasionally. Sometimes I'll have some gameplay and just random stuff, but I've got a ton of content that I always constantly drop, and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah, man, you put out a lot of like good stuff. Cocaine Bear you just did. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Ant-Man.
Yeah, I just did for anybody out there that is fans of like Outer Banks on Netflix, I just did my review of season 3, so definitely check that out.
Yeah. So I think you're kind of close to 3,000, so we try to get you to 3,000, man. That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's definitely something that I want to do this year, is to hit that 3K. So it's been a minute because it's like YouTube's been kind of weird. Just like I've been at this kind of standstill. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I dislike YouTube's algorithm and the way things work, but it is.
Yeah, sometimes. But there you go. Black Guru said, "Perp the goat." Yeah, man.
Nah. Guru got that. Say he'll say like he's another content creator. That's amazing and stuff. But I try.
Yeah. You definitely do a great job, man. You every time I go to my feed, there's always a new like Perp Minded video talking about a new movie or show. So definitely worth checking him out. If you're watching on replay, check out Perp Minded. But we're gonna start off with Top Gun Maverick, man. It's up for the 2023 Academy Award for Best Picture. What do you think about it, man? How you some good, some bad? What you think?
Out of everything that they listed as for Best Picture nominees, I'm so shocked that like Top Gun Maverick made it, because I was just like, is it really like, I have some strong feelings towards Top Gun. Nothing like that has anything related to do with like Tom Cruise in specific, because shouts to him for getting his first billion. It's just like, to me, I think you could have replaced Top Gun with a different movie. I think I don't know exactly. I don't know why. I think I know why. I guess just because of like just the word of mouth with the movie, I guess. But
yeah. So did you not like? What was like the issue with the movie that you didn't care for it that much?
Okay, so I was like, all right, so to keep this in mind, I never watched the first Top Gun. So you're probably like,
Okay.
why the hell would you want to watch this one? I was just like, I like watching movies and bored. So, but I can kind of, but what the movie did good is I didn't necessarily have to watch that movie to understand what was going in this movie. Because I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
get it. I get the backstory and stuff like that. Really easy. It was just like a lot of plot convenience and just a lot of plot armor with Tom Cruise's character and just a lot of the whole breakdown of the mission and not
Mhm.
knowing who the hell the enemy is kind of bothered me. But I was talking to my homie General Zod because he is in the military. He said like, yeah, certain things that like they wouldn't talk about certain things if it's mentioned in movies or they change names or something like that. But
Mhm.
I just think I just think the stakes weren't. They set up the stakes like, oh, like this is going to be um a dangerous mission, but I never got that because it's like all the characters were safe. I think what would have made the movie better for me is just like I don't know. I just feel like they should have took some more chances. I just didn't. I was just kind of disappointed just because it just felt like an average movie to me. Like I
Yeah.
think it's just because it's Tom Cruise. That's why people kind of put it up there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely, having a lot of people with nostalgia, because like everyone loved that Top Gun when it came out in the 80s. Like it was like the thing. Um, and then like you said, Tom Cruise, big name, all that stuff, and they want to see if Val Kilmer was going to show back up in it. So there was a lot of like old school people that were going to see it, and then I think it had a lot of the practical effects, like them actually in the planes, and the
yeah,
planes
that's cool.
actually doing a lot of these stunts, me personally, I like a lot of those like fighter jets and stuff like that. So that for me, like kind of, felt good. I was like, okay, I like that because it looked cool, it looked really, really cool. And I think it was like just a combination of a lot of that stuff where people were just like, it looked cool and they remember they liked the first one. And I think that's what kind of like pushed
Yeah,
it
and my
to
thing
another
is
level.
like, I feel like they sacrifice story for spectacle, which is
Yeah.
fine. If like that's what you're going for, that's completely fine. And then like I get why like people love this movie, but I'm sitting here just looking at it from like just the whole movie, like breaking it down from like this is very basic and not that well. Like it's very tropey. Like I've
Yeah.
seen this before. Um, You know what I'm saying? It's just certain beats are just like, and then it's just like the praise that I was getting is just really odd to me because it's like if Tom Cruise wasn't in this movie, would you still be in love with this movie like this? Or, I don't know. It was just kind of odd to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good question because like if it wasn't if it was a brand new movie, it wasn't Top Gun, it wasn't a sequel, it was a fresh thing with a fresh actor, would it have gotten the same kind of praise? I don't know. That's a really good question because I don't think it would
I
have. You know,
I look at something like Devotion, where they almost
yeah,
have very similar plots, but one's actually based in like off a real thing and something's not.
mm,
And that movie didn't do well in the box
yeah,
office and stuff, which
yeah,
is unfortunate because that movie was
yeah.
good. I would have swapped Top Gun out for Devotion and Heartbeat.
Yeah, you know what? I'm right there with you because I think Devotion had a lot more heart, and more realistic. I think a lot of people could actually connect with Jonathan Majors' actual his character or not character,
Someone just say my name. You
but
talk about devotion. I heard Heartbeat, and I was like, let me jump on.
So what's up, Brian? We got
Uh,
Brian joining us.
Sorry, guys, I had to jump on because you talking about devotion. I tell you, Jonathan Majors was amazing. It was an amazing fighter pilots. I will say Top Gun also gets the nostalgia pick. So I mean that's something that when you see things like that and that you haven't seen before, and you get the same characters that you grew up with, that's going to get a whole nother genre of people. Though Devotion only made $22 million in the box office, it was a great movie. It didn't cost that much money to make, but it didn't bring anyone in that doesn't already know, that is interested in that genre. Tom Cruise is going to bring in, people that have been watching Tom Cruise for 30 years. So
yeah, and then just the reputation he has of like all these crazy high action movies and stuff like that. So I mean, for me, I liked it. I thought it was good, but 100%, I agree with Perp. They they sacrifice story for spectacle, like 100%. Because the story was very, very simple, very, very easy. Like you said, there was
Star Wars.
yeah, it was basically like we're gonna do the Death Star from A New Hope, but on Earth. Like we're gonna go through a canyon. Like I think I said it. Like I played that mission in like Ace Combat. I played that mission before, exactly like it. Like it's nothing new, So but it looked cool though. That's the thing. It looked cool as all heck, and I think that's what people really, really liked.
But also seeing Iceman and seeing having that nostalgia and all that stuff that just works.
Yeah.
None of that did nothing for me. None of that did nothing for me because I didn't watch the first Top Gun, but like I understood what's going on. The whole thing with Miles Teller, I was like, bro, I've seen that trope like a million times. Like, you gonna stop me from getting my destiny? Like I've seen that a million times. That was not. Yeah, I was just like, but the way they were building up this mission, I was like, oh, Tom gonna go out like a G. He gonna sacrifice himself, and then like what's his name, Miles Teller, whatever. He gonna take over for the franchise or some shit like that. But that didn't end up happening.
That was my only complaint about the movie. I felt like the movie was fine, and it was good story, simple story, good acting, but there's no sacrifice. So once again, I say the same thing with a lot of the Marvel movies, that you have to have something that's put at risk.
Yeah.
You have to pay something to get what you want to get. And when everything goes so well, it feels very Disney. It feels like happy ending.
Happy ending.
And there's no reason it should be a happy ending. And that's another reason why I love Devotion, because it wasn't a happy ending. What happened. You stuck. There's nothing way for me to get you out. That's what it is.
I have a theory on why this was nominated. It probably has something to do with Scientology. That's just that's my tinfoil hat theory right there. Scientology.
And money.
I mean, you're not wrong, probably.
It made a whole lot of money. It made a lot of people happy. And it looked beautiful. It looked beautiful.
All that money's going to the Church of Science and stuff like that.
Recruited another 100 celebrities.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I don't know. It was fun, but the more you think about it, the more it's one of those movies. The more you think about it, the more you're like, ugh. Like for me, the whole love kind of not scene, but
that did nothing for me. Jennifer Collins really did nothing.
Man.
Nothing.
It really did. They should have kept it super quick. Instead, they made like a little too much. They still kept it fairly short in the overall 2.5 hour movie or whatever it was, but it should have been even shorter than that because it's all about flying the planes. That's all I think anybody cared about.
When you're thinking about people, you gotta remember this. So there are people that are gonna want to see the rom-com. So if you give elements of a rom-com, you're bringing those people in. You give them fighter jets. You're getting those people in, and then you have action. Those people, and then the people that just love Tom Cruise. So like you're going to be bringing all these different type of genres, and then the young people that want to be hip because this Top Gun is a cool
throwback.
Exactly. So you bring that in too. So you're trying to hit all those different things. You really don't care about if people really like it or not, or if it's natural or realistic. They don't care about that. I'm bringing all these different people in, all these regular people in, and they're going to spend all their money, and I'm going to make $2 billion. And guess what? It worked.
But see, like I never thought that. Like when I saw Top Gun, I was like, Top Gun. Like people like Top Gun. Like I never thought it was like that big of a deal. Because to me, when I'm thinking like Tom Cruise, I'm immediately thinking about Mission Impossible. That's what gets me hyped. What I'm saying? I know Top Gun. Like it's just kind of it was kind of weird. I was just like, okay, I know what generation I'm a part of.
Exactly. It depends on what generation you are.
Yeah, that's funny. You can tell what generation by what Tom Cruise movie you like the best. But, I mean, but Top Gun was very, very, even the original was very much an 80s movie. Yeah. Like, and he just repeated it. He goes, cool, we're going to give you an 80s movie, but with 2023 or 2022, like technology. I mean, that's kind of what they did. I mean, granted, even in the first one, there was a little bit more sacrifice, than
a lot more this one. In the first one.
Yeah. But, I think Tom Cruise got it in his contract. He goes, oh no, I don't die. I do not die.
I never die.
I don't care.
I need to run a mile and I don't die. Like that's all.
I
His
need to
contract.
run. I need to have a beach volleyball scene somewhere in the movie. It doesn't even have to make sense. It's Mission Impossible. I want to have beach volleyball. It doesn't make whatever.
I think that would have just gave the story a little bit more oomph. Like I just like because you build it up and you have Maverick trying to make things right with his homie's son and stuff and
what's his name? Yeah.
And it's just like I don't know.
The sacrifice makes a big difference, and I don't think people always understand that if the stakes aren't high, then what's the point?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do I care about this mission? Like, y'all are going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not like
they try to. I was gonna say they try to make it important. Like, oh, this could shoot you, and this could shoot you, and this could shoot you. But it was like, it's not at the same level as like, oh no, we're going in there and we're gonna fight. It's kind of like, all right, it was a little bit more like spy-y-ish, like, oh, we need to do this and that and stay hidden. Where I feel like something like this is like you're in a fighter jet, go fight. Like just we're going in there and we're gonna start killing and these guys versus the bad guys. Like,
and you see why I made that devotion connection because it's like. You thought that like he was gonna get away. I was like, oh shit, this gonna be like a happy ending. No, like he gets shot down like last minute. Like you finished your mission and like you get shot. Like a one bullet just kind of takes you down.
And
like,
then he comes back for him, right? And somehow he still can't get him out. Like what? This is the worst movie ever. Like, but it's a terrible ending. It's realistic. This is what really happens. You don't go into going down in your plane and have a pump or something to be able to lift the airplane. The airplane's still an airplane. You're not the Incredible Hulk. You're not going to be able to get them out. It's just what things are,
Yeah.
Brandon Davis said it's a basic story. Let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, but I'm not expecting it for a Top Gun. I was expecting maybe a little bit more. I really thought Tom Cruise was going to die because it would have been the perfect, like literally the cherry on top. Perfect. Like he had to be that guy, because he just had to, and I feel like him not dying was a little bit of a letdown, but not surprising. So, and then he also said Tom doesn't die or he doesn't play the gay guy. Right? That's the theory.
But now it's like, but like I said, like the positives though, like it is well shot, and I do like the fact they're actually in real planes, but like that whole story and stuff like that, it just did nothing for me. And I just feel like Top Gun is overrated. And if that ends up winning Best Picture, I told myself on Twitter, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with YouTube. I'm packing it up. I'm packing it up.
I don't think it has a chance of winning Best Picture, but you know what? I do want to say when I watched it, I once again I watched Top Gun a lot. I remember it came out and I've seen it 10 times, and it wasn't my favorite movie, but it was a cool movie. I played the video game on Nintendo, like I've had all those experiences with it. So seeing it and then knowing what was going on with, I'm like an Iceman. I understand what's going on with Hangman. I understand what's happening. I understand the story, even though it was the same type of story. I understood it. Yeah. So my enjoyment was good, but am I thinking it was an Oscar-worthy film? No, not really. I mean, I put it on the same level as most of my Marvel films, which I enjoy, but I don't think it's like this one. I'm going right to the Academy. You need to do this to this person, and even with that, I've had better performances in Marvel movies. So it is what it is. Angela Bassett did a better job in Wakanda Forever, which I didn't like. She did a better job at that than anyone in this movie. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So usually I ask the question if it deserves to be in it. I know Perp said it doesn't deserve to be in the category. Brian said
absolutely not.
Yeah, and then Brandon Davis said it's not going to win Best Pick, and it shouldn't even be in the category for Best Pick. And I do agree. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this movie, but also I have a lot of fun with Marvel movies too. Not all the time, but usually.
Even the argument is cool. You get to discuss it. You argue. You feel. Yeah. You feel the movie, but is it Academy worthy? But guess what? I would rather watch this 10 times than Tar ever.
100%. But I feel like go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I've seen award shows do even crazier things, like give Harry Styles best best record over like Kendrick
Oh
and
my
Beyonce
God.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, so it's like anything is possible with these award shows. That's why I have the Perk Awards, because it's like it's unbiased, well, not really unbiased, but you know, it's pretty fair.
Yeah, more realistic. It's not.
You don't
Yeah.
have the bias of, we love these guys, so we're going to give them
Yeah.
lifetime achievement awards when it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. For me, like an Oscar Best Picture movie needs to. Life changing is a lot, but it needs to at least make you think and make you like feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Like me coming out and enjoying the film isn't good enough to be considered like Academy Award worthy. Like I'm gonna always go back to The Father. Like I was never gonna watch that unless it was for this show last year. We watched it because it was up for Best Picture, and that legit changed my views, how you look at like older people with dementia and stuff like that. And like that's a great movie that deserves to be in that category because it makes you feel a certain way. You know what I mean?
Or it's just unique. It's just unique, and it just stands out.
A good story, a really good story. I think that's what does it. But yeah, this one was fun, but if for me it's like if this movie is up for Academy Award, then the Batman should be up for an Academy Award.
Exactly.
Facts.
They're on the same level. If not better.
You know that you said that. Now that you said it, take Top Gun off and put the Batman there. Why not do that? Like that'd have been amazing.
Yeah.
Can I be honest for a second, guys? I'm just looking at the last decade of winners, right?
Yeah. Oh.
So when you really start, the Father is fine with No Man Land, right? Parasite.
Yeah.
Green Book was pretty good. Okay.
Parasite was fire.
Parasite was good. Green Book was BS.
Deserved.
I think Black Klansman should have won it that year.
But it was too controversial.
But exactly, it was like we need to have a black movie win it, but let's put it where at least the main character is a white guy, the director's a white guy, the writer's a white guy, but it's still like it's gonna be revolving around a black character. But yeah, it was good, but not as good.
Winners are Shape of Water. I thought Shape of Water was terrible.
Terrible. It was good. I don't think terrible.
Not like it at all. It didn't make any sense to me.
What up, Domo?
NBA Perp. They got a bunch of fans in here tonight, man.
I appreciate the love.
All these movies, none of them really changed anything. These weren't changing movies, life-changing movies. I mean, really, until you get back to what? No Country for Old Man was amazing. Slumdog Millionaire was amazing. Hurt Locker was amazing. But after Hurt Locker, that's it. That's really since 2008. That's the last time I saw something that was.
They need to start acknowledging horror and stop acting like they're not like great horror movies. Like Pearl should definitely Mia Goth should just I just don't know. I don't know how you don't nominate Mia Goth, but you nominate what's her face that played Marilyn Monroe.
I know.
Anna de Armas. Yeah, Mia Goth was. I know Brandon will scream that on every roof until he sees her win. He's just like she should have been at least nominated, at very least nominated. There we go. Hello, taking Brian. What's up? Welcome.
I appreciate that, Damo.
Yeah. But yeah, a fun movie enough. It looks great in high def, but a very, very. It's a story that's been done before, and it's going to be done a bunch of other times. So it's
a simple movie, and
that looks amazing.
That looks amazing.
That's what it is.
You know what? You're saying that. You know that what it sounds like? A simple simple plot movie that looks amazing.
Our next movie that we're about to talk about. Yeah. So you guys got anything else to say about Top Gun? Good, bad, whatever.
It's always going to be forever mid to me, top mid. It looks cool. It's pretty to look at, but but it's interesting, that you have these two movies lined up. That's the battle of the sequels. So
exactly.
Yeah. But cool. So that's our thoughts of the Oscar nominated movie Top Gun Maverick. Good, but shouldn't be in the category. But But yeah, so real quick, Perp, you want to shout out your channel one more time before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, this is Perp Minded. You know what I'm saying, on YouTube and also on TikTok. Perp Minded 420 on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can follow me on social medias and stuff like that to check out all my other content and like that.
You go.
There it is right
Stuff
there.
right there. So go check him out. He's got a bunch of good stuff going. All like new movies right away. So really good stuff over there. So go check him out.
How's he already got a review out? I've been checking out. I'm like, man, how's he do this?
I'm trying to be the Kang the Conqueror.
This is like, man, gotta be Thanos over here grabbing all the gems and everything, all the rings. Like, man, come on, man.
The movie.
Stop.
Yeah. Cool. But that's it for this one. If you're watching live, we're gonna talk about another movie. And if you're watching on replay, thank you. Hit that subscribe button. Go check out Perp Minded. Hit the subscribe button over on his channel as well, and hit the like button on this video so you let YouTube know that you like what we're doing over here. But let's move on to our next Oscar movie. All right. So, my bad. I had a complete brain fart, man.
Where am I again?
Thinking about three things at once. And I'm like, wait, what? All right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings, Tank Kramer, Brian the Grizzly, and we got Perp Minded back with us. What is up? We are talking about another Oscar-nominated movie, Avatar: The Way of Water. Very pretty looking movie that it just destroyed the box office. And I don't think it's ending anytime soon.
$2.249 billion. Come on.
Yeah. It's I think top three now. Did it break the top three?
I think it's top three right now. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dude. So we're gonna talk about that one. But before we go, Perp, you want to give a shout out to your channel?
Yes, my channel's Perp Minded. You know what I'm saying? And I also got a TikTok channel as well that I upload content on there as well. Also follow me on Twitter. I'm very active on there. I'm on there like 24/7. I don't sleep. I ain't got no life, so that's all I do. So definitely come check me out.
Cool. Yeah. So there's stuff right there. A bunch of good stuff. A bunch of reviews, some shorts, all the good stuff, man. You got all Cocaine Bear already. So you get all the good stuff.
I gotta do it tomorrow, man. That's all right.
Yeah. So definitely go check out Perp, man. He's 2.6K. So he's got to get that 3,000, man. He's got way too much good content.
Yeah, let's get him 3,000 by June. Come on, so let's all support him. Let's get him there right now.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But cool. So we're talking about Avatar: The Way of Water. Good, bad? What are you guys thinking? What are you thinking, Perp?
Oh man, I love this movie. And going into it, I didn't know what to expect, because I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one. So it's like this movie has a lot going for it. It has to really win people over, and obviously it did. But and I came out surprised. I really enjoyed it. I liked the introduction of the kids. I think that was some of the most interesting things about the movie and just where they're going to go with this franchise. It has me really excited to see Avatar 3 and beyond. The visuals. And I even told people this. I was like, yo, you're going to look at these visuals and stuff like Marvel and Star Wars ain't going to catch up for another probably 5 years to this type of stuff, at this quality, at this level quality. And it's just you could just tell that a lot of blood and sweat went into this movie, from just planning it out and stuff like that, and putting it all together. It's dope.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely immerses you. Where you got to watch it in Dolby or IMAX on the biggest screen possible and the best quality possible, because I think it has the variable was that refresh rate or
variable refresh rate,
yeah. So you think about it, you're like, yeah, whatever. It makes a big difference. Something like
difference.
This is insane. Hey, what's up?
House of Nerd Show, man.
So
my comic book guy really appreciate you. Because I keep on going in and getting more stuff. He's like, man, tell them, give them a shout out. Thank you.
There you go. Have him promote that channel over at the comic book store.
Exactly. That's what I told him.
But yeah, House of Nerd Show in the house. What's up, guys? Talking about Avatar, Way of Water. Yeah, man, it definitely immerses you. There's times you forget you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
You're just so sucked into it, and it feels like you're just part of the world, especially 3D. I watch it 3D. I don't think the 3D was as good as the first one. Maybe just at the same level, but I think the first one had a lot more hype on it. You know what I mean? So, it was like, oh my God, it's life changing. This is the greatest 3D ever. And this one was at least the same level, maybe a little bit better, but I think I expected that already, so it wasn't anything crazy. But man, yeah, watching it, I mean, it was
different.
It just gorgeous.
Like I said, for like people that just haven't seen the movie and think it's just all hype, like it's one of those things you gotta just see it to like kind of believe it. And just like, and some people are not into like the technical stuff, but like it will really make you appreciate like special effects and just like I just don't understand how they did that. Like just certain things was just like, yo, how did you make that do this? Or just the water, like the stuff underwater is incredible. Like and just the 3D effects, I think, and to your point, I think the 3Ds were actually better in this one, just because it's like when you see something raining, it felt like you were being rained on. Like I was just like, wow, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm not knocking the 3D because the 3D was still probably the best 3D movie I've seen since the first Avatar. But
the only reason to see a 3D movie is to watch Avatar.
Yeah. Like I don't bother any other 3D movies except for Avatar movies. Like you have to watch it in 3D. That's the best way to watch it. Yeah, man. And same thing. I came out of the theater, and I think there was a few times like when we did our review on Spoiler Kings, and we were just like, how did they do that? Because it's just like it was just so like flawless. Usually you can see an issue. You're like, oh, I saw
it's hard.
That looks a little weird.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see any hiccups or anything like that. It's just really clean. It's just like, and with the high frame rate too, it's just like that. Because most movies look weird with that high frame rate, but I think it works for Avatar just because there's a lot of motion and stuff like that going on, so it kind of helps it. But man, that's just where's the 4K Blu-ray? I need that.
I cannot wait.
Oh my goodness, man, that definitely worked.
Yeah, and the House of Nerds said, "Way of Water, straight up popcorn entertainment beast." It really is, man. I couldn't even eat during it because you're just so like I had popcorn, and once the movie started, like I really didn't touch it, and you're so immersed that you're just like, it looked gorgeous. I don't know. What do you think, Brian, about anything right now?
I hate to be the hater.
Careful,
but do I really? We all know me.
Yeah, I know. Right?
No, I believe honestly it's probably the most beautiful movie I've ever seen. Technically, James Cameron is a genius. Like literally, there should be an award, the James Cameron Award, for the things that he comes up with.
Yeah.
How do you make reality look more reality? Like it's like this is better than what I look with my eyes. This is crazy. It literally looks that good. I mean, underwater, you feel like you're underwater and you still see everything so clearly, but it still feels like it's underwater. It's so good. As far as the technical part, that's why I'm with. As far as the plot, the plot holes are crazy to me. I think it makes no sense for him to become chief of this clan and he finally been accepted to and say, I'm the leader of this clan, and then not 5 minutes later he's like, all right, we gotta go, we gotta leave. What? What did I teach you? What did her father teach you all those times? Like, you were supposed to be there to protect the clan. The clan is part of your family. It's not just your family, it's all of us. We are all the same people. And the fact that he was willing to leave blew my mind from the beginning. I was like, what? And the fact,
I mean, the whole place was like pretty much destroyed when they were just landing and stuff. Like,
but they're still people. They're the people. They kept the call. We're the people. That's how they call themselves. and then you're leaving the people. It's not like the whole people, the whole village left.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just him.
The whole reasoning behind it too was kind of silly. Like, oh, we need to leave so we can protect them. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, they're gonna go there looking for you, and when you're not there, they're just gonna destroy everything. You know, because like it doesn't make any sense. Like,
I killed all those people that you were in charge of.
Yeah.
I think that always brings me back to like to Black Panther, when he always says, you know, like it's hard to be a leader and a king, like a good man and a king. Like you have to be able to balance that out. When you're responsible for all those lives, you got to make hard decisions, and some of that decisions is not to run off. You got to be there with that family, you know, with the people. You know, that's what a man would do. Like me, I would probably, if I wasn't a king, I'd protect my family. You know, but when I'm responsible for everyone else, and that's why I felt like he learned. He was with everyone, and he learned that these people matter, and that I'm one of them. I'm one of the people. You know, and then like the next movie he's leaving, it blew me away. Totally blew me away. And so I had a problem with that.
I think it's just like the kind of like that spur of the moment where it's just like they had no really time to plan. They had to just, you know, I think they will go back to that spot eventually once they're able to, you know,
if there's
go to war.
All the people are dead.
If it's
dead, they came looking for Jake. So you knew they know where you are, and they came looking for him, and he left them defenseless. Without his military planning, without having any other plans for the people, I mean, at all. You know, it just I felt that was against everything he learned. And so I was like, if that was the point, then what was the point of even having the first movie?
Yeah. I mean, it was just that the whole plot was pretty much the same as the first movie. I mean, you know, like, oh, these people are coming to attack, and now you're part of a new tribe, you know, a new group of people, and now you need to learn their customs, and now you have to save the world, or at least their world. It was just a literally repeat, and then they added the kids in, which were cool, but those were recycled stories too. You know,
you see, each one was a piece of Jake's journey. So those are things I enjoyed. Like, it's like he took his personality and separated and gave it to each one of the kids, and each one had to deal with something. And you had the prodigal son. So like, you know, well, once again, I feel like there's a lot of story types in there. So you have the virgin birth, the Virgin Mary birth. You have that, right? Then you have the prodigal son, you know, and the good son who listens to him and is the leader, has no plot at all, you know, and it's the bad son who does everything wrong. He's the one that gets to live. And you knew that was going to happen because you could see the way the movie was going. So, I mean, those is just having those. So, I mean, it's like they didn't have any plot. They had this beautiful film, and they knew they had to come up with a plot. And they were like, let's do this. The bad guy from the first one, let's clone him. But that wasn't anything that we did. That was not anything there. But, you know, okay, let's do it. I'm with you. It's a movie. We can suspend, you know, reality. We'll clone them, and then we're gonna put them in the bodies of avatars. Genius, guys! But it's just, really, that's what you did?
Yeah.
But you had to do that just to get the plot going.
Yeah.
You know,
that undermines the first one, because then, like, why not just clone Jake's mind and throw him in this other avatar, and like, oh, hey, you stay back on Earth because you're handicapped. Well, we're gonna take your mind, or even his brother who died. So you didn't clone his mind. I think they mentioned it was like it was kind of like a backup plan just in case anything happened to him. So they always had that. Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of went back and had a before scene before we actually did this, and we thought we were going to win, no problem. We cloned his mind. Like, really, dude? That's what you did? That's what we came up with? We had 11 years, and that's what you came up with.
But that's what I said. Like, I think the strongest point of this movie are the kids, because like they all have the kind of different personalities and stuff, and they still have kind of like they have a lot of that Earth, that like they still have that like that American, you know, kind of upbringing because of Jake and stuff. So like a lot of stuff, like when they go to the water tribe and stuff, like they're kind of like
a fish out of water.
Yeah, fish out of water and stuff. But like
they have 5 fingers, and you know, and they don't have any webs or anything, and their tails are weak, and things that a person who's creating them wouldn't notice, but that you notice when you're going against people that are really from there, and that's kind of cool.
I agree to some extent with the villain, even though I kind of liked the way they handled the villain this time around. But what I'm more excited to see what they do with Spider's character, because like he is definitely going to be the next, probably the next big bad in the future. I think that's what they're going to set him up for.
Really?
Yeah,
that was interesting. Yeah,
he's so. I can't talk Spider without playing this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's Spider.
He's a thornberry.
Because I definitely think he has all the reason to kind of like flip on them, because they never accepted him anyways. You know what I'm saying? And
true.
He helped what's his face survive anyways, and that's going to cause a huge rift.
Yep.
In 3, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just curious to see where this story goes, because it's like if you just look at the first 2 as just like introductions to the world, there's just like we haven't even really got to like the meat and the potatoes and stuff like that yet. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you do, because we just talked about like Top Gun, like they kind of like has similar beats when it comes to sequels and stuff, but also expanding on certain things as far as like the family, and those are going to be like the next ones to take over. I think Jake's going to die in this next one, but that's just
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot.
I didn't expect the son to die though. That's what's crazy, because I thought Jake was going to die in this one. I thought Jake was going to sacrifice himself in this movie.
But when you have when you start the storyline of the prodigal son, like it was a total biblical storyline. You saw it beat for beat
off the bat
how it was going. He's the one who's being outcast, and he finds someone else that's going to be with him that he seems like himself in, and then he's going to come back to the family, and he's going to get all the rewards, and he's going to end up being king, even though he didn't do anything right and never listened to anyone and any of the elders. Like it's the prodigal son, just like the virgin birth is there. You see her as the virgin birth. She is the living embodiment of Awa. That's what they have. They just threw these things because these are the greatest stories of all time. Like this is what can you say with the story of the birth of Christ? It is like literally the greatest story, the greatest thing you could ever wrap your mind around, because it's built in love, it's built in charity, it's built in selflessness. So like you can't argue with that type of story.
There's definitely like a lot of biblical, like where they're at is kind of like the Garden of Eden.
Exactly.
And now it's just like the sky people, fallen angels or something like that. They're trying to take over and just terraform and stuff like that. Very interesting stuff, though. Very interesting when you look deeper into it.
Yeah, that's why. But I knew right away. I'm like, oh, he's gonna die right away, because like what Brian said, it was like when they got in trouble the first time, and the older son got all the heat, and then the younger one is going, and he got it. I'm like, oh, I know what they're gonna do. I'm like, I hope they don't, but they did, and I was like, all right.
I didn't catch on until they went to go back to go get Spider. If they never went to go back to get Spider, he would still been alive.
Yeah. Because for a minute I thought it was.
If something happens, they were going to blame him.
Everyone, and that's another thing that they could play around with. Like it's like, yo, you got my brother killed and stuff like this. Like he could kind of throw that blame at Spider and stuff, and that could cause a rift between them. So.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that definitely happening. Like you're the reason why this happened. That you helped them and you did that, and you're really human. And I could definitely see that. And then them kind of pushing him away and stuff.
The character that took that got completely sidelined was Nateri. She got even though her action scenes was fire, but it's just like she got completely sidelined and shit.
It definitely was like, come on, she might be the best actor of all of them, and then you sidelined her. Really? That's what's going on.
Yeah. even after her, she was the most underused character. But Jake, was really underused for majority of the movie until the very end. Like
besides
they didn't use him.
He just made mistake after mistake, like
doing stupid stuff. I thought
you screwing everybody over. The rest of the water people. I don't know how they'll follow him because he's
But
right.
too.
But I'm okay with that because that leaves the door open for like his character to grow, to learn from all these experiences. It's like, oh damn, it's just like all these different cultures and stuff like that.
I so
He's still
agree.
I'm
His
still
problem,
kind of new to this, and
he didn't learn from the first movie, and he left his people. And I tell you, this is going to come back up. Someone else in those water tribes are going to say, "Why did we listen to you? You did the same thing for them, and you left them, and they're all gone."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they're gonna go to another tribe, the fire tribe, whatever, for the people, and then they're gonna be like, "Why are we listening to you? We know who you are."
That
You're
would
the
be
one who left
interesting.
them.
Like
Yeah.
if those people just ended up ditching that place and just joined the fire people or joined other tribes and stuff like that, and they just split up, and that could be interesting.
The first group of people, the people he left,
Yeah.
like
they go to somewhere else, and
There
they hear the stories of what happened is that their leader left them in the lurch.
Mm.
So he had all these things, and he had all the power. They took the power of AWOL with them and left them in the lurch. And now they're with the fire people, and they're telling like, "No, you don't trust."
Yeah, I
them.
think I really think things like changed though for him when he had kids though, because then that just like I don't think he was really like,
Yeah, but that's the point
Yeah.
though. Sometimes
Yeah.
like if you're the leader, or either that, or
You
you
gotta step it
prepare
up.
them to be have another leader, or say, "I'm not going to accept the leadership." But once you
Mm.
bury the princess, you have ownership in it, and he did not do that. And I felt like that was so bad.
maybe he's not really the chosen one though. Maybe it's his one son that's the one that's supposed to
The one who got his
actually be
brother
that.
killed.
Yeah,
no, it's what's her name? It's the
her too. Yeah, her too. I think she's gonna play a big part.
Was
In,
there
She's
Kitty?
the
Whatever
virgin
goes.
birth. She's the virgin
Yeah.
birth. Yeah,
She's
it's
gonna-
all her.
But I know like the big thing a lot of people
Mm.
talk about is like the whole like it's hard to say because they're blue, but white savior kind of thing, because
white savior
it's kind of the same
White blue.
mentality. Yeah, the white blue. But I mean, besides a lot of the biblical kind of storylines, they also threw a lot of like colonialism in there, the white savior in there.
So how come Jake keeps on going to these places that have been there for years, and he becomes a leader? Come on,
becomes
bro.
the best.
As soon as he's there, I'm the greatest. Why?
Yeah.
Because you were
Yeah.
what? A jarhead? Come on, man. You could have been killed in the first scene. Done. It just
fell
doesn't
off a
make sense.
tree.
He just go there.
Broke his
And
neck.
I know how to do this better than everybody. No, come on, man. Get that. Was it Dances with Wolves out here? I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
Last Samurai.
Oh my God.
It's what when you dropped into a place that has 10,000 years of culture. You learn it in 5 minutes, and then you're the leader. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I love movies.
But I mean, yeah, it's
It's funny because I'm talking all this
I missed
stuff.
a few.
It was a very good movie. I still enjoyed the movie.
Mhm.
I have problems with the plot holes.
Yeah. So like Brandon said, like that his girlfriend, she didn't like the first one and doesn't want to see this one, which I get because I didn't not like the first one, but I thought the first one was kind of like this. It looked great, and it looks great. You go to see an Avatar movie because you get lost in the visuals, because the stories are very, very mid. They're very kind of average stories that you've seen and heard before. Yeah, but she says they didn't even like the look of the blue aliens, which was, I guess, they're kind of weird. Well, I mean, after the first one, there was like people who wanted to have sex with the blue alien, with the Navi people, which is super weird, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was like, she's like 13 feet tall, bro.
Yeah. That's a tall one. That's a tall glass.
Yeah, I'm 6'5", but come on.
But I think even if you didn't like the first one, you should just definitely give this one a chance, because like for me, like I wasn't really checking for Avatar like that. I was kind of like, I think they waited too long, but nah, it's just this one kind of made me it made me appreciate like the first one a little bit more, and just like what they're trying to do, making a new franchise, because that's all everybody ever asked for. Like, yo, make new stuff, but then when they make something new, people don't want to support it, or name whatever excuse X, Y, and Z, and just then they want to complain like, oh, why are we getting all these remakes? Because you're not supporting Avatars, or you're not supporting this new stuff.
I mean, Avatar is still recycling storylines, but
I think that's
Yeah, but most movies are all
You're
recycled.
100%. You are
Yeah.
1,000% correct with that one.
Yeah.
Most movies do. You're right.
Yeah.
Like the MCU has been recycling like the same kind of formula for how many movies now? Like people still go so.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
35 movies. Come on, ain't
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, everything, something's like either a form of Romeo and Juliet kind of storytelling, or there's something very basic. Stories that we've heard for decades and at this point, like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's kind of like, it gets both worlds. It's like, here's something new, shiny and fancy, but we were taking the stories that you know and love and just put in blue people instead of real people. So you can get away with other stuff, but it's still there.
Yeah, but it's also safe. It's very safe. That way
Super safe.
you don't make anyone angry. You're not coming after anyone's culture. You're not doing anything because we're going off of the same stories that we all know, we all love. We're going to put it into our movies. I mean, it's a genius thing to do if you want to make a lot of money because no one's angry. Everyone, I'm pointing out these bad parts, but guess what? I saw the movie twice. Like that. They still got my money. So like, it's still
3 times.
Like
3. Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, as much as I'm saying these things, and I think everything I'm saying, I will stand behind 100%. But it still made the money, and it's good because it doesn't offend anyone.
Mm-hmm. Well, people were trying to we're trying to like say certain things about like you got white people with like with dreads and stuff like that. It was just like a lot of cultural appropriation type shit going on. But that kind of like that went under the
the front door. You're gonna see that every day. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, this movie made its money because of international. It made 1.5 billion, over 1.5 billion internationally. It only made 660 domestically. So
wow, that's crazy.
So, but that's the thing is like you're making a story that has stories, and a lot of like say like China, for instance, loves its old stories, and a lot of stories even in America are kind of similar to other cultures. They change details, but things are basically the same, man. Just with details changed. So when you get something like that, like, oh, we love that story, and now it's nice and fancy with new blue people, and and now it doesn't make anybody upset. It's definitely gonna play it best for international. And I think James Cameron knows that. He goes, Americans are gonna like it, but people around the world are gonna love it.
And it's gonna be interesting, like the kids that grow up on these movies, like that's gonna be like the Avatars, the MC movies. Those are gonna be like they Star Wars or they they're big blockbusters and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes after it's done. Like after 5, like where is it gonna be at? But I definitely think it's a good thing too, because now it's just like, all right, we don't only have to rely on MCU movies, DC or big. We got another one. We got Avatar now, so it's like maybe that. That Dune too. Like what I'm saying, we're starting to get like more franchises that more people are giving more chances to and stuff like that. We're getting newer IPs and stuff. So, and maybe this will make Marvel step their stuff up. What I'm saying, they're seeing like, all right, this movie made $2 billion like it was nothing. Why are we struggling to even just hit $1 billion?
Yeah.
Because it's been out 10 weeks, and 2.2?
Yeah, almost 2. Which is almost 2.21, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know which is crazy because he also said like, oh, I think it was like kind of joking, but he said like this movie needs to make 2 billion so he can break even. So it's kind of funny because it broke it and got some, but I think he said he needed to make what? Go ahead.
No, I think he was just trolling people with that, but it worked.
Yeah, $250 million to make a movie. Then you have to do marketing, right? And then it's not just. It took 11 years to make this movie, guys. So this is like it's a lot of money that he probably walked away from. Also, so yeah, he's gonna make his money, and It's going. They gonna probably re-release this. This movie's gonna probably get to like 2.6
Yeah,
by the time
yeah,
it's all over.
we'll definitely get a re-release next year before Avatar 3 and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's just like I just appreciate James Cameron and just the dedication that he's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna take 13 years out of my life to plan all these movies and stuff, and because like that's a risk within itself, especially with a new IP. You never know where things could go. It could completely flop. You know what I'm saying? But just the fact that he put all that time in, it just hard work pays off. That's the best way.
And that's why he didn't put anything to the plot, because the plot could have changed. He was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's gonna be so beautiful. You're not gonna remember it's not a plot. And you know what? It kind of worked. It kind of worked.
Yeah, I think after it made 1.5, 1.6 bill or somewhere around there, then I think he said like it needed to hit a number, and then he pretty much had an empty check to make another 2 or 3 more. So we're getting because the other ones were always on the book, but it was always kind of like penciled in. After
three's done. Three's done, and I think
he's
got
already into it.
Yeah, 4. They're into 4 right now and stuff. Yeah, that's so crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, after he hit it, he's like, "Oh yeah, cool." He goes, "We're for sure doing like 3 more after it hit a certain number." It was like because I know the next one was gonna happen for sure
because it was done. Yeah,
it was done. Yeah, but
how much?
Yeah, money it made so crazy.
How much was that deal? Like, how much money did he get for just doing all these Avatar movies? Like, what was that contract? What did that look like? How many zeros is on that contract?
We'll probably never know, but he has to get a percentage of the gate. So just imagine if they said you get 20% of the gate. Can you imagine how much money that is? Like he has this ungodly amount of money. Like we'll get 20% of the gate, but you got to put 5% of your own money into the movie. But then at the end of the day, for him, that's $400 million. It's something ridiculous.
Man, it's a gajillionaire.
So I'm looking at Business Insider because that was a good question. This article came out like 2 weeks ago, the 13th. The director made at least $95 million for his work on the movie, according to Forbes. Yeah, and then as well as bonuses for passing the certain box office thresholds. So we got bonuses that you don't know about. But it's
also the writer.
At least $95 million. Yeah.
So he gets paid as the director and the main writer. So the story's by James Cameron.
So here for the first Avatar, he earned $350 million for the first Avatar. Right now, they're just saying he's at $95 million just right off the bat.
Just as the director.
Just as a director.
So writer,
everything else happens.
Producer, because he's producer, he's writer, and he's director.
Yeah, I need a Billy up front. Like, no questions asked. I need a Billy every movie that I make. And like,
that's crazy. The money, that's just crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's interesting.
Salute to that man.
So, I mean, and then it's the 4th biggest movie of all time.
So, are we going to ask, does this movie belong, or is it a duh?
That's a good question because I feel like it's super fun. I don't know if I'm still kind of in the middle. Yeah, the story is terrible. But does the visuals bring it to a whole different level that no other movie can even come close to? And that's why it's nominated, because visually
it's going to win 8 Academy Awards. It's going
technically
and visually it's going to
kill. Because my money on Best Picture winning is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that's going to take it. But if that doesn't take it, I'd give it to Avatar.
I might boycott if it doesn't get Everything Everywhere All at Once. I might boycott.
I wouldn't be mad. Well, I want that one to win as well, but I don't know if it's going to win because it's too trippy. I can definitely see the war one. All Quiet on the Western Front.
That's so boring though. Like a war movie. Come on, let's give it to like a super that would be so dope for Everything All at Once, because that's just something completely different. So different. I was just like,
but once again, when you have a story that has a great plot and all these other things, it turns some people off. When you have a bland plot, you turn no one off. People won't be excited by it. If you get something really beautiful to go along with it, you don't turn anyone off. So that's when you start to galvanize the people.
We might all be wrong. They're gonna give it to some bullshit. They're gonna give it to some Tar. Some shit
And
like
Tar wins. And we talk about Tar every episode, everything we do here. I talk about how bad Tar was, right? And Tar's gonna win.
Well, was it last year? Was it last year or the year before? I forgot when No Man Land won. Me and Alfredo were like, "This is the worst movie out of the bunch. We hated it. It was so bad." And it wound up winning. And I'm like, how? There were at least 3 other movies. Maybe, man. Chloe Zhao was directing it, and she stole that whole award show that night. But you never know, man. I know that book of Sharon or whatever it's called. That's saying great things about that too. I don't know, but this one, it's fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. Visually, it's got to be one of the best things I've ever seen. Just hands down. Yeah. I can't even think of anything besides the last Avatar that looked anything close to being as beautiful as this movie. So, but is that enough to be the best movie of the year? Maybe, I do like pretty things, so maybe, a good pretty movie, where you kind of get lost in a over 3 hour movie, but I don't know. What about you, Perp? Does it belong on the list?
Oh, definitely. I definitely think. I'm surprised it actually made this list because it doesn't seem like something like the Oscars would even acknowledge, even though it's a big blockbuster and stuff like that. You don't normally. I think Top Gun kind of surprised me more. I feel like that has something to do with Scientology, bro. That there's something there. That's an inside job there, but yeah, I think it definitely does, just because you just see, just from the technical aspect of it, and just this world, and just you said, there's probably not going to be another movie that looks better than this than Avatar 3, from a visual, just cinematic standpoint and stuff. It just, I don't really know what qualifies for Best Picture, because like I said, sometimes they'll be on the money with it, sometimes they'll just give it to some bullshit, but I feel like they're more consistent than a Grammys or something like that. But
I have no idea. I don't know what any of them expect anymore. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, you always know, at least with the Academy, they're gonna do a couple artsy fartsy films every year. There's always those kind, and then there's ones that look pretty, and then there's ones that just make a decent amount of money. I think you're always gonna get a little bit of that in them, but yeah, this one I'm not too surprised, because the first one was nominated. It wound up losing to Hurt Locker, which is James Cameron's ex-wife. I don't think it's gonna win because the Academy doesn't like James Cameron.
Yeah, that's wins, and
that's so weird.
I forgot about that. That might win.
Wins, it's because the Academy loves Spielberg and hates.
I can see that. Just to kind of boost his catalog.
Yeah. Not only that, it's I think Zack Attacks was saying it too, where the Fabelmans is everyone loves Spielberg. He's Mr. Director guy, the best director ever. But it's also a movie about Hollywood. Yeah, the Academy so far it's own, but and they love that kind of stuff. You're talking about us.
It's weird that you got a film like that about cinema, and then Babylon is kind of the same thing. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
but I guess they they kind of missed the deadline with that. But
it's also Steven Spielberg. That's the thing that kind of sets it off. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg versus James Cameron.
Spielberg will win that every single time, even though the audience says completely different. But Spielberg will win it just because of his name.
I think they're gonna give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once, though, just because it's
A24 movie that was that good. Oh my god,
super cheap to make, and it just blew everyone out of the water. So
Michelle did her thing in there. Saying she did incredible. But these are decent picks, from what I've seen, because I haven't seen them all, but I've heard people talk about these movies and stuff, so it's okay, they're somewhat listening, or they're watching other movies, apparently. So
first time ever that I feel like they actually are watching something that's not just a small budget, whatever, actually something that
Like,
has interesting, that's some drama in it, or has something else in it that makes you
Yeah,
feel good about it.
I want them to just acknowledge horror, or at least give it its own category, because I think it definitely deserves it. Because like horror's been around for over 100 years, and it's been around like it has helped keep fucking Hollywood afloat for a lot of things. Like when all else fails, it just you can always count on horror because you don't have to put like $100 million towards like a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? You can put multiple horror movies all at once. You know what I'm saying? And do something crazy with it. Like look at Pearl, look at X. Like he literally dropped 2 back-to-back movies in the same year. Like that. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
After we finish this thing with talking about the Oscars, I want to ask you guys a question about the Oscars going forward for next year. But first, let's go ahead and finish this.
We'll finish it. We'll finish this one, and then we'll talk.
Really good question. I really want to ask.
All right. So yeah. If you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna talk about some other stuff. We're gonna probably hang out for a little bit. But for Avatar: The Way of Water, that's kind of our thoughts on it. I think we're all agree it belongs on that list. For either one reason or another. But visually, it's undeniable.
Yes,
But Perp, you want to give another shout out before we end the episode?
Oh yeah, go check me out on Perp Minded on YouTube and TikTok, and also follow me at Twitter at PerpMinded420. Got a bunch of content. I put a lot of exclusive stuff that I can't upload on my YouTube onto my TikTok because of copyright stuff and whatnot. So I put a lot. I like a lot of short content on there if you're into that, or if you like more of the long form stuff, or like live streams. I don't know when my next live stream will be, but I got a bunch of different content. You'll be happy.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
so make sure you hit that.
Yes, some real good ones.
Yeah. I know. Like I said, thanks for inviting Brian to one of the last live streams. And you had a packed house, and you're able to manage.
You did a good job managing that.
Yeah, like moderating it, because it was a lot of people with a lot of opinions, and that usually might get a lot out of hand. And I think you made sure it was handled right. So
because a lot that alone. Because a lot of those people I had on, I've known them for so long, so it's like it's kind of just it's natural. But then I got Brian and like also another guy Ryan on there, and like mixing up with new guys and stuff. Like I just always try to make it seem like whenever I put together a panel, I'll make sure it has to make sense, or just have to flow right and stuff like that. Sometimes it would just completely random and just work out and stuff. But I appreciate it though. I appreciate it.
I really gotta give you a flowers for that one. I was like, I didn't know how that was gonna work, and you did a really good job. And
me too. I was just like, yo, I definitely invited way too many people, but we'll see how it works. We'll go.
Yeah. So cool. Check them out, and then also I forgot to plug in the last episode. But go check out our link in the description. You can pick your Oscar winners, who you think is going to win. If we get at least 10 people playing, we'll pick a winner, or the winner will be will win a gift card or something like that. But all you do, whoever gets the most picks, the correct picks, wins. So best picture, best actress, feature film. It's 13 of the bigger categories. So if we get at least 10 people to play in on it, then we'll make it an official contest, and the winner will win a gift card or something like that.
You want to put the link in there somewhere?
So the link is in the description right now, and it'll be in the description for the replays as well. So yeah, go over there, check it out. So cool. But that is it for us talking about let me bring this down. I was talking about Avatar: The Way of Water. Perp, thank you. If you're watching live, stick around. We're gonna hang out and talk about some other stuff. If you're watching on replay, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share as well. If you're into Oscars and if you're into other stuff, we're also doing Black Excellence for the month of February. And we're doing a bunch of other stuff as well. With TV shows and movies, so make sure you hit that share button. But we are out for this one, and we're gonna talk about something else. All right. So, yeah. I mean, we're kind of so. If anybody needs to leave, you can leave. But if you want to just hang out,
nah, I'm chilling. I got a good enough battery left on my phone, so I'm good.
All
Here's
right.
my question for you guys then is, okay, so Academy Awards are usually movies. When does streaming series get into the Academy Awards?
Well, they already got that with the Emmys. That's
The
what they made
Emmys.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. They need to get better with the movie, like the movie streamers, like Netflix and stuff. Because
Okay.
it needs to have
Prime.
it needs to have a
Apple.
theater run for X amount of time for it to be considered, which like Roma was kind of what they did with Glass Onion. Like it came out for a couple weeks, earned a lot of money for the time it was out, and it was in like 100 theaters, something stupid. But because of that, it'll be considered. But I was like, I think they need to change that. Like if it's just a movie, if it's a movie, it's a movie. Like I don't feel like it needs to be out in theaters to be considered like an Academy.
Okay, so I see. Okay, I see what Brian's.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I'm not talking about like, so we got these Netflix ones, we got the Prime. They go straight to those things that some of them are really good movies. It just can't get the money to be released in theaters.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like All Quiet on the Western Front, that's a Netflix movie. I'm surprised that got nominated. Like
but it had a theatrical run. So even if it was in Germany, you can have a theatrical run. But
I think it had a little I think it had like a couple of weeks in the United States, but very limited. Like I none of the AMC's around me was playing it. The only theater I knew that was playing it was like an indie, like the Century in Chicago. So it's like a north side ish in the city in Chicago, and that was the only place I knew that was playing that movie. So I was like, why do I? If I don't know, it's such a stupid rule. That it has to be in the theater. I was like,
I think
sometimes it should be more.
I do think to what they should add is something for anime, like because there's so many just amazing anime, and they're just like the music. Like when I was younger, I never really appreciated like the opening.
Better than everything else. That's the
way
you introduce it. It's better than everything else.
When I was younger, I never really appreciated the little like the openings and the closings and the music and stuff. But then like I'm older, you watch something like Attack on Titan, you watch something like Vinland Saga, like this music is fucking beautiful. Like this is cinematic stuff. Like this is the stuff that should be acknowledged at Oscars and stuff like that. There's just so many great stories and just great voice actors and stuff like that. But then,
yeah, I feel that alone, like best voice actor, that should be a category. Because I love voice actors. Like that was always like one thing, like a legit thing where I'm like, I wanted to be a voice actor, like in high school. I'm like, I think my voice is too deep, like way too deep if for me to do it. Like I can probably do some things, but the best voice actors, they don't really get any like consideration on anything they do, but
they get underpaid like motherfucker, like it's just crazy.
yeah, and they're in everything. I know, like John DiMaggio is one of my favorite voice actors, and great. He was in Interview with the Vampire, which I loved. Very kind of smaller parts, but he was in it, like actually not a voice like him in there. So I love that. That was great. But he is they're bringing back Futurama, and he was a holdout because he's like, hey, I want more money, man. Like I'm Bender, like this show is nothing without me, and good for him, and they wind up paying him and brought him back. But yeah, some of these guys deserve a lot more. Like Troy Baker. He was the voice of Joel. Look how big the show is now, and it's kind of because of Troy Baker is part of you were the voice of Joel. You helped make that story great in the video game to make it great on screen, but he don't get no consideration.
Just that they're able to just bring these characters to life, like just with their voice, just like give their tweak their voice to give this person personality. Like I bring up AOT, like Attack on Titan. It's just like the voice acting on that is phenomenal. Like you feel the passion, you feel the pain in their voice. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't never feel like not natural and stuff like that. And it's crazy. It's a true talent though. That's a true talent.
Mm-hmm. But I know, like talking like the Demon Slayer, the train movie. I forgot the name of it. Like that was amazing. Yeah. That was amazing. Like
and
it
it made over 500 million in theaters. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of the middle of the
Yeah.
pandemic. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
They made a movie, Dragon Ball Superhero was a lot of fun. That was really good. But that Demon Slayer was it was pretty good.
I didn't like the CG shit. Like when anime does like goes full CG, I'm not a fan of that shit. I was like, keep that shit with the games. How do you go from Broly to this?
Broly was cold as hell. I don't know what y'all.
Yeah, Broly was crazy. I was just like, and then you completely just. It was like how a step down for me, just like kind of cop out, just like, oh, we're just gonna go lazy with it, just 3D. There's some cool shots, but it just doesn't. That's not my Dragon Ball. That's all I'm saying. No, sound like an old head, but like
it took a while to get used to. It did take a while to get used to, but by the end, I'm like, all right, it was fun. It was a good time. I had a good time, but that Demon Slayer, man, I was so surprised, and that was right before. That was right when I was getting on that anime. But so I didn't check it out in theaters, and I'm like, damn, I missed out, man. Like I wanted to.
That's what's so dope. Like now that we're getting more anime movies put into AMC theaters and stuff like that. Like they got they had a Jujutsu Kaisen movie come out last year. They probably
gives you like a week where or 2 weeks where they'll do all anime movies and give you everything that's come out in the last quarter. Like they do that every quarter when you can just have entire week of just doing it all and go and see all of them. That's what I'll do that and kind of movie hop and just kind of see everything that come in the movie theater.
Yeah, the My Hero movies, those were always really good.
My Hero.
I've had and the crowds are so much different. Like it's like you're almost watching like anytime I go to like an anime movie, it's like I'm going to Avengers Infinity War all over again or something like that. It's just a huge crowd.
People are dressed up. Everyone's they have their favorites. You exactly what they're going in for. That's a really good thing. Yeah, compared to that. Yeah,
it's just
always in game. Or Star Wars. It's like going to a Star Wars event.
Well, maybe not as much anymore. Because like the audience that was at The Force Awakens was so different than the audience that was at The Last Jedi. Not The Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. I mean, even for that one too. Well, because I think people went in happy with The Last Jedi and then walked out like punching the wall.
I really like The Last Jedi. Like it was so crazy, bro. Man. Like when I walked out, I was like, yo, that movie was fucking dope. And then I look on the internet, I was like, yo, everybody hates this shit. I can never get on the right side of shit.
It's because what they did, I hate the way they did it. They treated their characters. John Boyega deserved better.
Bad storytelling, man. That's for me.
Like they start off at one. John Boyega should have been the one who was the force sensitive one. That should have been the one who's learning how to become a Jedi. That's what it should have been. And it's like they were going towards that, and then him and Rey were going to be a problem because they're going to be a couple, and then can't have those type of attachments. And that was going to be the issue between them. And I thought that's where they're going. And then they just said, we're just going to ignore that altogether. Don't pretend what we saw there. Yeah, that's not actually happening. Those hugs, they didn't really hug. Don't worry about it. And that's what bothered me. I was like, you started with something, and because someone hated on it, you stopped.
Yeah,
they should have just kept going with that, just making Kylo Ren, because he was the best thing about that sequel trilogy, honestly.
Easily. Then you gonna make him a good guy? No, F that, man. Let him be the baddest of the bad guys.
Yeah. Because for me in the second one, I was like, oh, you're just a big crybaby. You're bigger, and then the whole thing with him, like bad writing, man. Because he's like, let's forget about the past and make our new and let's do our own thing. And then literally the next sentence is, and then we can control the universe. He's like, what the fuck?
You can control the universe.
He's like, we can be in charge of the empire. I was like, you just said forget about it, and now you're saying, but we could be in charge. I was like, Oh man,
This is why Skywalkers are trash. You know, they don't know what they want in life. You know.
Oh man, I didn't mind him being like, because everyone's like, he's such a crybaby, whiny baby in the first one. I was like, have you met any of the Skywalkers? Like,
right? Have you not met Luke, bro?
Yeah,
Luke,
they're big. They're
Luke is the biggest. Luke is the biggest.
Yeah.
He is so annoying in those first movies. So I was like, bro, shut up and just
That's what they
learn.
done. They had a chance to give Luke his flowers and do better about writing with him, and they have him there, and they did crap.
I like him doing the whole after image, like Dragon Ball Z. You know, that's OP. People's like hated that. I was like, bro, that's the OPest thing I've ever seen a Jedi do. Like, use up his whole life force. He's not even there.
But if he didn't die for it, I thought that would have been better. Because I did like it. I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, you can like be somewhere and not be there. And then, but I'm like, oh, but it takes you literally sacrificing yourself to do it. So I was like, all right, nah.
In what way did that ever say? Who said that you had to sacrifice yourself? That made no sense at all.
Like, I was okay with that. So it's time to let the past die. Kill it if you have to. I love that line.
Yeah. It's just,
but Star Wars got a bigger issue. Like we've been, how long has Star Wars been around? Like 40 years, 50 years, and we
50 years.
And we have not gotten past the Skywalker saga. Like, can we just go completely away from that? Like, that's what I think really hurts this story overall. It's just like we focus too much on that or going way into the past. Like, I want to see where the galaxy is like 100 years from now or something, like from the Skywalker saga, somebody starting the stuff up over again. Probably change up the rule too and just like have a whole thing of Siths, like they're just redoing the whole thing again, but just like, or just like people advance, or just like what they were doing in the sequel trilogies, like, you know, how they're moving things throughout with the Force and stuff. I was like, yo, that's freaking dope.
That was the problem, that they want to go so far away from the Skywalker without understanding what Star Wars is. It is the Force. You know? It is the battle between good and evil. It is balance. It is the Jedi. You know, you need all those things. You don't have to have Luke Skywalker. Who the hell gives a F about Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader? But you can still have the Force. Still needs to be there. Lightsabers is the thing that you need to have to be Star Wars. You need to have those type of things. So getting rid of that and then just like, you know,
I would say get rid of that. Like, just expand on it or just have that evolve. Like,
it should be around everywhere. You know, it's not like, why would these 120 Jedi be the only ones to have it? Why is it not available everywhere? Because the Jedi were around everywhere before then. So these lightsabers just, you know, just gone away. They're all buried in the desert. All of them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it just.
And part of me believes that maybe we shouldn't even gotten like the prequels either, because it's like, because to me it's just like the whole Rule 2 is cool, but it doesn't really make sense to me, like as a strategy, you know, if you want to, you know, because you look at something like take Bleach or Naruto, you know how whenever there's the big guy, he always has his generals, and then like he has underlings, like 10 people that are, you know, his 10 top, like, you know, best fighters or whatever. Like, they could go that route instead of the Rule 2, because that doesn't really make sense to me, like just from a strategy. Like, if you're an evil person, you're trying to like keep the Sith thing going. Just, I don't know. I just think that like the more I think about it, it's just
what they're doing now. Though, I mean, I feel like they're going back and trying to redo all this stuff. So like, they have Ahsoka. Ahsoka should have been highlighted before, because we could go a different way. You know, they're trying to take that and go this way, and understanding now good and evil is less important, and more understand that Jedi and Sith are just, it's not about good and evil. It's just about two sides of a coin, like understanding the balance. And then you could be something more in the middle, you know, be a great Jedi and have a better storyline, and understand you can have attachment but still have the power and understanding that balance, and explore it what that means in the galaxy, and still have lightsabers and still have the Force, and you know, that needs to be there. It needs to. Did
you watch Star Wars Visions?
Yeah, we actually
like the one story, the Ninth Jedi. That was some of I want to see that. That's the stuff I want to see from Star Wars. Like, that was like such a unique story that I've never seen before.
Like, even talking about the Bad Batch right now, I feel like the Bad Batch should be Tank said this from the get go. Omega should be force sensitive, and she
I don't know
should
who
be.
this is.
She's the little girl. The girl clone should be force sensitive.
The
Now
girl
you're starting
clones, yeah.
you're taking the clones and making them have force, like, and give them a place in the galaxy. That's what they should have done from the beginning. Of the season.
I think they're going to, but
it's taking too long.
What, by the fourth season they're gonna find out, but I think that's what they're gonna lead to.
I wish
Wednesday, so it's over.
Yeah,
I wish they didn't go the 3D route for their animation. I just don't like the Clone Wars stuff. Like I've always preferred 2D. Like, you know, just like you could just get way more out of the action and just, you know, I never liked the 3D.
It took me a while to get. Yeah, it took me a while to get used to because I'm not a big fan. If it's done, but it needs to be done at a high level where it looks great.
Mhm.
The Clone Wars was, I'm like, oh man, the animation style sucks. But then the story was good, and then I was like, okay, you know, and I was kind of okay with it. And the same thing with the Rebels. Rebels the same animation style, but the story was really good. Rebels was really good, man. And then Bad Batch. Oh man, it has some points, but I think until they get to where they need to go, it's gonna be a boring show until they finally tell you, like, and Omega's a Jedi. You know, it's
like when I see those like lightsaber fights, I was just like, yo, this. And then like I look at something like Bleach, like the way Bleach does their fights, that's how like I imagine like a Star Wars cartoon should look like. You know, just intense, going crazy. Like you can actually see the people's like auras and stuff like that, and just do a lot of creative.
Yeah, I like that.
That'd be kind of cool. But
like, imagine be able to see like Darth Vader's like whole aura, like how powerfully, like, you know how they show it, like when a character's
purple when he's around him, you can see him for the Force. You can see the Force.
Yeah, it's like a purplish red, and it looks crazy.
Yeah.
Like it would
they
look
do
crazy.
that in the comic books a little bit. Like there's sometimes he goes in his head and he has to figure shit out. And there's one part where he's like meditating, but like the parts that got burnt off are like this weird black goo, and then you can still see like parts that are still human, but he has this like weird aura around him, and then the parts of Vader are like just on the ground. It's a really cool, like, I wish I go, like, it'll take me forever to find that panel because it's one panel out of the whole thing, but I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh, they remind me of like old school anime stuff. I'm like, that's cool, but I don't think they'll go that route, which I kind of hope they do. That would be super cool, but
that would just be really dope to see them kind of like get that art style, because that's what got me excited for Visions, and just what the scope and what's possible, you know, with the twins or something like that, or it's just even who was it, the not the duel, it was he was the guy that was collecting all the red crystals and stuff like that. He was a bounty hunter. It was the black and white one.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a cool like style too. I think it was the duel. No, it wasn't the duel. That was a different.
Oh, what's his name? Oh my god, no.
Oh, here it is. So this is just like one of the panels, but that's Anakin. You know?
See, I would love to see that. Like that would look crazy.
Yeah. It's missing the other panel, but yeah, he's like, you know, so it's like part of it. There's another panel. It's a better shot, but I just pulled this up really quick. But yeah.
I'm not too excited for Mando season 3. Because I felt like they wasted my time with season 2, because it's like, wasn't one of the big plots of like to get Grogu to Luke, and then like all of a sudden like, oh, now he don't want to go back, now he's back. Like it's just like, we can't just have one season without Grogu. Like
that's what they said. They're like, hey, we need Baby Yoda.
Yep.
Toys.
It's money.
It's all about money. And I always say that. Follow the money. You'll know.
I need Pedro to get a role where he's not a babysitter though. Because now he's got two. Never again. But hey, I'm not knocking his bread though. He's getting his bread. So
do what you gotta do. Last of Us, you know, he's showing both how to shoot. Do whatever.
Yeah,
it's like scene for scene. They do the exact same thing with both of them.
Exactly. Don't touch that, and then they touch it. Like, damn it.
Yeah, like the only thing is Ellie can speak English and stuff.
Exactly.
Instead of making baby noises.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Switch that around. Switch Grogu's voice with like Ellie, and then like Grogu with Ellie, just like somebody gotta do that.
65, 65 million years because the little girl that's gonna be with him is gonna not be able to speak English, so we're not gonna know anything she's doing.
Oh, damn.
65.
Yep.
With
that's such a weird
Adam Driver.
That's such a weird title, like 65.
Yeah,
I'd rather them write it out 65, or just I don't know, just 65 is gonna be weird, especially putting that in
65 billion years ago.
Yeah, like when I did the Cocaine Bear review, of course YouTube gave me the yellow little thing. It's just I was like, oh, okay, y'all know this is the first time I've ever got. I already knew it was coming though. Like,
we get it all the time.
What he's talking about is monetized, so it won't get monetized. Yeah, because he's over the 1,000, so it's not claimed, right? It's
it's just got limited. It just got limited ads too.
Yeah, limited ads and stuff like that. So there's certain words, that's why I always say don't say the R word, because because we watch women talking, and that the entire movie revolves around women being R word. You know what I mean? So it's hard to talk about that. At one point where I'm like, I don't care. It's part of what we're talking about. It's important. But because cocaine right off the bat, and they're like YouTube, no.
That's a no.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's why I just be stepping on eggshells. I try to do the bare minimum, because every time I try to do something new or different, YouTube just decides, hey, this is a strike. I'm like, oh, well, okay. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't upload this. This is we claim this.
Roll out. Yeah.
We'll take that from you. We'll take that.
But I did all this work. I don't care.
30%.
Exactly.
You're taking 30% anyways.
Oh yeah, I think I found a few other.
Brandon Davis was Cocaine Bear decent? I'm trying to see it this weekend too.
I don't want to tell nobody nothing, but just go see it for yourself.
I'm going to see it because I'm all right. I had tickets tonight, and then my wife said let's go tomorrow, so I was like, all right, we'll go tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I found. These are some other panels from that Vader. So it's like it's in his mind. I forgot if it's in his mind or if it's like something, but it's not real because he's not. I forgot what it was, but it's super badass, man. But that's like Anakin, and it's super cool.
That's dope.
Because his arms are burnt off, so those aren't, and then his actual body, but it's burnt. But it's like it was a cool storyline.
I would like to see Disney get into they had the what ifs for Marvel, do the what ifs for Star Wars. And it's like what if what if Anakin never lost his legs and stuff like that, and you just still looked human and stuff, like how more
what if
OP
Obi-Wan didn't have the high ground?
What if Anakin had the high ground? Yeah, that's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What happened?
Obi-Wan.
Oh my God, Obi-Wan.
I know there are some stories already out there, like fan films and other kind of stuff like that, but legit.
The first thing I would do, I'm fixing episode 1. I was just like, we're not having Obi-Wan beat Maul. Like, that's not happening. We're not having this this mid Jedi. That never sat right with me.
But is Obi-Wan ranked? Is he the best Jedi lightsaber duelist?
Not for me.
No, not a duelist. He's more of how they say it, mind strategy kind of guy. So he'll beat you in a duel because he's smarter than you, but he won't beat you in a duel because he's better. Like Anakin was probably considered the best duelist ever, or at least not ever, or at least of his time. So, but if
Mace Windu, more than
Windu is
you already know who the best is. You already know people hate this character too, though. You already know
who's that?
Ray. It's Ray.
It's just so hard for me to acknowledge that, because she was able to beat someone who's been doing it his entire life and got trained by Luke Skywalker just off of just being her.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, they at least I'll give it to them. Like, at least they tried. They're like, yeah, it's in her blood because of what she is and who she is. I was like, okay, I guess, but does that just make you inherently good? Like, just the bad, just because, like, I don't know. But that is a whole other thing. But what was I gonna say?
I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Star Wars, just such a thing. But did you watch that Freddie Prinze Jr. thing?
Hey, so wait, Brandon, it's not Cocaine Bear that you get the R word. That's not what we're talking about. Women Talking is the one that had the R word. Cocaine Bear is gonna be fun because women director and you're not gonna have the R word.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear is what it kind of
bear on cocaine. Exactly.
Bear on cocaine. Women Talking is another Oscar movie, and that one is kind of loosely. It is based on real life events with like Amish Mennonite community, and that was very hard to watch. Especially me and Alfredo did it just by ourselves, and it's hard for two men to talk about that topic, because But it was it was an interesting movie, very interesting movie. I think I think if you have daughters as they become of age, high school age or something like that, that might be something worth sitting down and kind of watching, depending on obviously the kind of kid you have. But it is a tough thing, and it is something. That was rough. That was rough movie to talk about.
Is it funny that when I think of Cocaine Bear, I first think about Sam Hurd?
Sam Hurd?
You remember Sam Hurd from the Bears?
No.
The one who got caught because he was a drug kingpin. And he was a wide receiver for the Bears.
I don't remember.
The Chicago Bears.
Well, he's selling cocaine to the teammates.
He was still. Well, he had like 10 kilograms of cocaine on him, and they found out he was a real drug kingpin.
Damn, that is a lot.
Look at Sam Hurd. If you guys ever get a chance, just look at Sam Hurd. I remember talking about this. I mean, this was like maybe 5 years ago, but yeah. No, it was like 10 years ago. This is 10 years ago. Sam Hurd caught with that much cocaine. But when he said Cocaine Bear, it's like he found like 1,000 pounds of marijuana with him on the Chicago land area. He was like a drug kingpin on the Bears. Crazy.
Damn. I guess being a professional athlete doesn't pay that well compared to being a drug dealer. Yeah. Now Perth Pack. Did you guys see that Freddie Prinze Jr. interview when he's on the podcast talking about it? Yes. And when he brought up Darth Maul, I never thought about that. It was like, yeah, he's destined to lose all the time, and I was like, shit, because that's what he does. Because he's in Clone Wars and he pretty much loses, and then he's in Rebels and he loses. Like he's destined to always. Carry. It's a Greek character that pulls the boulder all the way up to the mountain, but as soon as it gets up there, it just rolls back. So you're constantly. It's a constant uphill battle, and you will never reach the peak. And that's what that character is.
Has Maul and Anakin ever had like a interaction?
I believe so in Clone Wars, but it's mostly Ahsoka and Maul have more interactions.
Which is crazy because Ahsoka is Anakin's Padme. Like that's so crazy. Like I don't want him.
Yeah. But I would say I don't know if it's a spoiler, but there's a scene in the new season. So there's 6 seasons of the Clone Wars, and then it came on Disney Plus, and they made another season. And there's a part of it's like 3 separate parts in season 7, but there's a part where Ahsoka and Darth Maul fight. That has to be one of my favorite fights ever. Them two fighting is so good. They brought back what's his name, the guy who played Darth Maul, and they put him in a green suit with all the the little CGI balls and all that shit, and they had him actually fight, and they motion captured his actual movement so they can put him in the fight of that. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to blink, but it's honestly one of my favorite duels. And it's Ahsoka, a little bit older. She left and came back, and she's helping out. She's helping out the Mandalorians. That was a good story run, but that fight between them two,
I'm watching it right now. 5 minutes and 18 seconds. It's
good. It's
I think I've seen clips of that.
Yeah, it's a good fight. You know, but to actually bring back Darth Maul, the guy who played Darth Maul, and like, hey, here's a lightsaber, and we're gonna motion capture you and put you back in Star Wars, but just animated form. I thought that was super cool. So,
yeah, I really just want to see them go into the future. Like, let's go past
the
Skywalker stuff. You can delve into the past a little bit too, but let's go into the future.
Yeah, go to the future, do stuff.
What's Ahsoka you're gonna get? What's the place beyond, like, what's it called? The
World Between Worlds. World Between Worlds.
That's what you're gonna get for, I think, the next couple of years. I think that's gonna be something that you're gonna be diving deep into for a while.
Yeah. I can see him setting that up this season with Ahsoka, and then after KK gets kicked out or leaves Lucasfilm, and they put. I'm still hoping they put Favreau and Filoni in charge of Star Wars, like together as a combo, and then it allows then Ahsoka in that World Between Worlds allows him to skip ahead. They're like, oh, and remember that little thing she saw in the portal? Well, here's a full new story that we're telling. You know, I want to see that so bad.
You think the Ahsoka series is going to be good with what's her name? Rosario Dawson.
I think so, man. I think it's going to be really good.
I think it's going to be great. And the fact that Rosario Dawson is fine, I will watch it anyway. I'll watch her read the phone book. I'll be like, all right, yeah, that was a good reading that last week, man. That was real good.
She's a great Ahsoka, though.
I do want to see what they're going to do with the Acolytes, because that's going to be more with the dark side and stuff. But that's what we need. Like, we need more villain stories. Can we get that? Like, I James Gunn, can we do that for DC? Can we, like, chapter 2 just be all villains, like villain stories and stuff? That'd be crazy.
Ooh, wow,
that'd be good.
I would love that. And
that would be a new. That'd be great because fucking Marvel ain't doing that. They killing their villains. So.
Yeah, the closest thing we got to a villain story was probably Infinity War with Thanos. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, that was the closest to a villain's actual like movie. Man, I wouldn't mind that, man. Like a Brainiac movie would be cool.
Yeah, just like you'll have like instead of like building up to a Justice League, you're leading up to the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And chapter 3 is just like it all comes together. Justice League versus Legion of Doom.
James Gunn.
I like that.
Write it down.
Someone's gonna take that idea like they took my Peter Pan idea for a horror movie. So
they're gonna say, "What are you talking about?" They're gonna rip up this little stream right here like it never happened.
Never heard of this guy. Exactly. Prove him out of existence.
You'll log on, all your subscribers are gone. As you never been on before.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man,
yeah, the power of Disney. Yeah, but
what did Brandon say again? But that would be funny though. A bear high on cocaine, effing people, R-ing people. I wrote the script where it's a scene where a chicken are the teacup poodle. Oh, that's terrible, Brandon. Oh,
well, that's like my dog, man. My dog is part pit bull, right? So his dad is a pit bull, and his mom is a Bichon Frise. So
what's Bichon Frise? That sounds like that sounds like a fancy dish. I know if I see that anywhere internationally, not to eat that.
That's his mom.
That poor dog. That poor dog.
Exactly, man.
You know, it's funny that we mentioned that dog, and it's like it instantly reminds me of Cocaine Bear, like the same dog in the cookie.
You feel like what?
Yeah. It is. Oh man.
Yeah, a pit bull.
Pitbull and Bichon Frise. Oh my god.
What does that look like?
Well, my dog.
Yeah.
He actually looks like a Labrador for whatever reason, but
that's crazy.
He has a pit bull, but he has the attitude of a little fucking dog, and it's super annoying. I was like, you can't be a bigger dog and act like
And then jumping
a
over
little
the
like.
lap.
Well, no, but the yapping, man, yapping and everything, like a little dog yaps at everything. But yeah, he's a good boy. But yeah, poor Bijan. Yeah, when I found that out, I was like, wait, what? It's like,
Is that
Brian, I was telling Tank that they got early screeners for Creed 3. One's on Monday.
I'm going Tuesday. No, Monday. I'm going Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing the Monday.
Man, I tried to get the Monday, but it was all full. And then we're going Wednesday, 7:15, and it's dope because I want to do a Dolby IMAX, all of it. So, but I need to get some more of these screenings. That's what I think we looking. You know, we'll get a theater. We had a theater before. You know?
That's what happens.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's what happens when a pitbull and a Bichon make a baby. That's what it comes out looking like. That's
crazy. That's a nice dog, though.
Yeah, he's good.
Not the biggest fan of dogs, but they're cool.
Oh, so how do you get the screenings early?
No, I was just like, because sometimes like AMC, they'll have the things like on their app, and they'll be like, oh, like February 28th, like randomly. Sometimes I'm like, okay, word. I'm glad.
That's how I got it. I just happened to see. I was like, oh man, what the hell? Okay.
Yeah, you got through the app?
Yeah,
through the app. Yeah, through the app, and because sometimes they'll drop stuff randomly. Like I don't know how everybody's location is. Like sometimes I'll go look at something for a movie. I was like, all right, then I play it at the theater I usually go to. But then like Wednesday will come by, or like they'll add a bunch of shows and stuff like that, or they'll add a bunch of random shit. But
like they got early access right now for Shazam out there. There's early access for
John Wick.
For John
3
Wick
hours
right
ago.
now.
Damn it, not in Illinois. So these are the sites I go on and look at is advancedscreenings.com. So I check here. And then also go Fubo, whatever. I also check here, but like John Wick they just added that not that long ago, but they don't have it in our area, which sucks. But these are all like I don't know what this fixed. That's funny.
Speaking of 3D, like, is anybody watching Scream 6 in 3D?
Not 3D.
It's like it's so random. It's like, why do I do that?
Like, why can't I just watch it regularly? Yeah, because
I do appreciate the marketing behind Scream 6. Like they treat it like this is like a big blockbuster movie. Like it has that type of budget. And stuff like that.
Yeah. The more I hear about it, the more I see things and hear people talk about it, the more excited I am about it.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, but now
I like 5. I like 5. I didn't come around to Scream until 4 because like I watched 4. I was like, damn, that was really an interesting twist. Let me go back and rewatch these. I was like, yo, Scream's like kind of a really pretty consistent slasher franchise compared to like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th.
It Screamed the most. Like
I would say because it's only got 5 movies, not counting 6 yet, but everybody else got like past 10 now. Like,
said Horror Geek said the poster for Scream 6 is amazing. They're amazing.
They are,
except for the one
that they released.
Yeah, except for the one that pretty much is like a ripoff of like a Marvel poster where they have all the characters on it. Shit, and I like the Clue. I think it was a Clue. Or Guess Who? The Guess Who poster.
Guess Who?
And the one where Ghostface is towering over New York City and stuff. That was really cool. The train poster was really cool. That one's super generic. That's super generic. Like whoever made that should be fired.
Yeah, it's just plain, like you said. It has all, but this one though.
Yeah,
this one's so cool. I thought it was fan made for a bit, but that's like an actual one. This is my favorite one because then it's like it's part of like in between, like the sky, but then it's the knife. I thought that was cool.
That's a great 4K cover right there.
I wouldn't mind like having it as a poster, like and put it on the wall. That'd be cool. In our little office when we have one. Hey, did you read this with Brandon? He says, I'm so serious. It was a chicken restaurant and they were killing chickens in the back and the chickens had an uprising. Niggas had an uprise. Oh,
Stop.
what? Oh man.
You know what's crazy? Like I'm always seeing on TikTok now is just like this whole quantum mania thing and just people saying Kang lost the ants. So it's like, bro, do you forget who else was attacking Kang at the same time? People forget that MODOK broke down his shield. Like
Yep.
those ants were struggling to get that force field down.
You could have just sat there and just with the force field, like it would have been fine. Nothing.
Yeah, if it wasn't for MODOK, if it was for
Yeah.
MODOK coming crashing, yeah. But I'm excited to see more of Kang, man. I want to see more of what they do with that storyline.
I think he's gonna be really
Yeah.
cool. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he's in the orb. He's going to the beyond zone. He's going to get the powers of the Beyonder. That Kang, the Kang the Conqueror, is going to have the powers of the Beyonder, and it's going to be off the chain. Just wait.
I have, yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
I haven't seen this one. That one's cool. I like that.
yeah, that shit is super creative. I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I like that.
See, that's what I said. Like, like horror posters and like other posters like that outside of like the bigger budget stuff. Like, they really do get really creative with their posters and stuff.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's also, I mean, that's another. Can you order that?
Right. Man, I don't know how many of these are real though.
Which ones?
Because there's
that's not. I don't think that's real. No, that's not real. Yeah, you can tell
hell, though.
But that looks like something that come out in like the early 2000s or some shit like that. Like one of those like the VHSs or some shit like.
Yeah, right. Funny. Oh yeah, that Diamond Dead made it. But that's pretty cool. I like that one.
I think Sydney is eventually gonna come back. I think they're gonna figure something out with Nev Campbell for 7. Get the money right.
Yeah.
Even though I would say Jenna Ortega is a bigger draw than Nev Campbell right now,
but to bring it full circle, I think
you
need to have her.
Yeah, you definitely need that. Sorry, right?
Said, though screen fans are avoiding stuff.
Yeah.
Since apparently they're revealing the killer reveal leaked
already.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I said. Like, we just live in like a spoiler culture. Like, people spoiling movies and talk about the whole plot before a movie comes out and stuff. Like, can't avoid it. Well, you can't avoid it.
Let someone enjoy what they're going to watch. Let's enjoy it. Give me one trailer and let me enjoy the movie for what it is.
Wait, Scream comes out 3/10 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I only saw like one trailer. Like. They haven't released a lot, which is
that's good. That's good. That's good. That's joyous.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but damn, because I'm like, I only see one trailer. They haven't really been pushing it that hard.
Scream 6 is tracking to have the best opening or the second best opening for the franchise.
I can see that.
That's good.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Hey,
salute, Tony.
It's a perp salute.
Salute. It's gonna be interesting. Like March is gonna be pretty packed. You got Shazam. Shazam's probably gonna underperform.
Yeah,
even though that's what they're saying every week.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
John Wick,
like, come on, man. I might go see that movie 3 times.
Willem Dafoe got a movie coming out in March called Inside. I saw the trailer for it. That was pretty interesting. I definitely want to see Children of the Corn just for shits and giggles. I'm just gonna watch that for shits and giggles. Because that trailer was ridiculous. It felt like if you ever go check out that trailer, it felt like an Avengers movie. Like the music too is like very Avengers. Like I was like, what is this music? It's not like not giving me horror vibes. Like
no, that trailer was weird. At first, I thought it was a fake trailer. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I'm like, oh, it's real. I was like, I didn't even know they were doing a remake. But it was an interesting trailer.
They announced this remake like last year, but they just now put out like the trailer, like because the trailer I forget what it showed in front of when I went to go watch. I think it was Infinity Pool or Fear, probably one of those two. And then I was like, damn, they didn't drop this online yet. And then just recently they just dropped the trailer online and stuff. So that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
That's it. Jorge said, poor Shazam, those tracking numbers are not good.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the end of them. Shazam's gonna be gone out of DCU.
Yeah, I mean Shazam's they're saying like max 50 mil. Like that's what people are saying already. And now you got all this hate for Aquaman. Like they're saying like, what's his name? Momoa wanted out because all the drama with Amber Heard and everything else. He's like, I want, and then the screening is bad supposedly. So man, besides the Flash,
they need Flash and Blue Beetle are going to be the highlights for them.
Oh, easily, yeah. Exactly,
yeah.
Hey, Perp, Tony asks, "Hey Perp, are you going to watch the Peyton List show, School Spirit?"
Peyton List. Oh, chick from Cobra Kai. Yeah. I probably got to see a trailer or something. I think I heard of that, but I'll probably check it out. Peyton List.
And then Horace said, "I don't think Shazam's marketing helped it. Is helping it it's very bland. You have no idea what the hell's going on." And they introduced the new people. They introduced what new characters they're having, and they've done a terrible job marketing.
They're just like, hey, we just gotta let these ships sink, and then we're gonna rise back up in 2025 and 2024.
I feel like if they just want to break even, like if we can break even with these movies, then they're happy at this point because they're like, F it.
Yeah.
So apparently, people walked out of the Aquaman screening like, "Whoa, that's bad."
But who are these people that, like, every time we see these, like, who are these people that are watching these videos? Like, is it like 10 people? Is it like 5 people? Like, because people was like, yo, they're giving Flash or BVS standing ovations and stuff. I was like, that's a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. If anyone like that, that's the worst movie I remember. Hero movie I've ever seen. The worst I've ever seen.
And why we'll never hear about like Marvel's test screenings and stuff. We just only hear about DC. That's why it's like it's kind of like a little suspect.
Yeah.
And I hate that we always like people always want to use like Rotten Tomatoes as like we need to treat Rotten Tomatoes like IGN. Like your opinion doesn't matter at all. Like
exactly.
Yeah. Like I look at Rotten Tomatoes, but then I look at the people writing. So I'll go in and read the critics. So I'm like, oh, you're nobody. Or I'll see the same person trashing everything. Like I'm like, there's one person from the UK that just trashes everything he watches. Everything. I was like, damn man, what do you like? Like you got into the film critic like career and you hate everything you watch. Like what the hell, man?
Isn't that what it is? That's how you get people to follow you and to know your name by hating. Just like the YouTubers. YouTubers that do all this hate for no reason. It's the same thing.
Breaks some money though.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy though. That's too much energy to put in them to just like overly hate something. Like if I dislike something, I'll speak my piece about it and just move on.
And it is. I don't talk about Velma every episode that we do something.
I talked about that. I said that in my reel. It's like, I'm probably not gonna review this. This was not a bad first episode, but I'm just not like I already know I'm like this is not my type of show. There's other things for me to watch. So I'm on.
It's so bad, man. I couldn't. I tried finishing watching it. I got to episode 4. I'm like, I'm done. It's so bad. It's so bad. It has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo at all. It is so trash, man. I was so upset about it. Oh man, here. So this is the old school like hater.
Oh yeah,
I remember this dude.
It stinks. I need to make a clip of that.
Yeah, that's every critic who watches anything.
Yeah, that's every like YouTuber right now.
They got to make a.
Well, instead of saying it stinks, like it's woke.
So stupid. I'm like, bro. If y'all only knew, like, if you go back and watch a lot of these old movies and shows, you're going to say this is woke. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I know the Flash test screenings have apparently been very positive. Yeah, they're saying it's the greatest comic book movie ever, which I'm having a hard time.
James Gunn is saying that, which is crazy. I was like, damn, James Gunn. Because if he's saying that and it's not, then that you're putting so much doubt in all your projects going forward. Because if you're saying like, oh, this is really good and it sucks, it's like, wait, if you think that's good, what are you going to give us?
I think people should still keep their like, because every time we all get excited when we hear good things about a movie or something like that. But I think even when we hear good things, we just temper our expectations because like with this like with Quantumania, like it's very mixed because I think a lot of people are expecting Ant-Man to die or just what I'm saying, like it's certain expectations like that, or Kang didn't live up to certain people's expectations or whatever the hell it is and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Well, I think that's part of when you release 3, 4 trailers. Stop doing that. Stop telling people about
Yeah.
what the hell's going on. Go into the movie not knowing all this crap, and then you'll enjoy it more just for what it is. It's a cool movie. Enjoy it.
I like going to movies blind, like because like I'll probably watch like 30 seconds of it. Like, all right, I don't need to watch nothing else. I'll just if it's something looks interesting, I'll go check it out. Like or something like Scream. Like I don't want to see it because I feel like the way people cut trailers nowadays are trash. Like they show everything.
Yeah.
Well, now if you lie in the trailer, you get fucking sued. So now they
at
that
can't even
point,
deceive people. Even I'm not even against that. Like if you want to throw people off or this is not a real scene or something like that to make it like kind of have people speculate. I'm all for it, but just don't like be straight blatantly deceive them stuff like that.
And Tony said, "Hey, Tank and Ryan, do you guys see Wayfair Witches being 1 season? They're already doing the 2nd season, Tony.
Yeah, they already signed up.
Yeah, they're gonna start filming in like June, so it's happening. Yeah. Even though I was not impressed.
AMC is like hanging on a thread right now.
Interview with the Vampire.
Interview with the Vampire was going to save it, and then if they do the Vampire Lestat and they do it right, it's going to blow away. It's going to blow numbers away.
They had a show, an animated show called Pantheon. I did reviews on this. Y'all should go check it out. Phenomenal show, but they canceled the shit. It was like this is actually a good anime.
Yeah,
I can see that though. But AMC, their audience is older kind of people. Like Walking Dead was great, but a lot of
that's all it's become now, though.
Plus. Yeah,
that's all it's become now. Yeah.
They're getting like 3 spin-offs or something stupid now.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch them because I feel like they'll be still better than The Last of Us, but yeah, it's just I think they needed something like that to diverse their portfolio. And I think a lot of these platforms need to do that because that's why I like about Netflix is it's got so many different types of stories and stuff. It's not like I don't have to like when you go. I said this about Disney Plus. Like all Disney Plus is going to be is Marvel, Star Wars, and remakes. Like, and that's all they're getting with them. Like, they getting nothing new.
And then the golden era of movies that you're gonna get Lion King and the 4 other Lion Kings they're gonna have with it. Like,
and the HBO Max don't be dropping shit. Like it's just like because they started off strong, but then it's just like, what is going on with y'all right now? It's just like all y'all have is The Last of Us. I know people like Succession, but it's just like this is not the HBO.
They also like
Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. But that's the thing; they only do one at a time. Almost, they're like, we don't want these to compete because we're limited. So it was like House of Dragon, then we're gonna wait a little bit, and then we're gonna release this. It was like, if you have a lot of good stuff, just throw it out there. People are gonna watch it, but
have bangers.
That's the issue. They don't.
Yeah, me, I'm always for the binging option, even though, like I said, like you don't have to like just because somebody puts out all the episodes does not mean you have to watch
right there.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I always prefer the option to just not have the option because I drop more shows that are weekly than say because like certain things won't be happening or just be like, all right, where's this going?
Yeah, like I think it depends on the show because I've said like Match should have been a binge. Like, here's all 6.
That should be dropped.
That should have been a binge. I think it would have been played because now you're playing it week by week, and people are falling off on it. Especially now, it's going to compete against Mando. Like,
it just doesn't make any sense.
Done. I think Chillmonger just did a video on it. Like, Mando is going to take over. Like, no one else is going to care about Star Wars except for Mando.
So Brandon said he finished Velma. How did you finish it? Well, how did you do it, Brandon? I want to know. Personally, I really do.
How many episodes is it?
Like 9 or 10, something like that. It's not that many.
And Tony said Mindy Kaling should have made a new character that takes place in the Scooby-Doo universe, so it wouldn't have to be Velma.
I wouldn't even say even the Scooby. Just do a whole new show, a whole new character, a whole new universe, a whole new thing. Like instead, you're taking characters and changing them. Not even showing Scooby-Doo. Like you're doing a new show, but with the look of these characters that everyone else
And
knows.
there's a passionate group that loves them, and that's not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I find it funny that it's just like, Scooby Doo has not been relevant since like Zombie Island. That was like the last good Scooby Doo content. And then like Velma comes out, and now it's just like all over the place. It's just crazy. It's just like, but people forget about all the trash that they did put out with Scooby Doo.
Yeah, Scoob was okay. That prequel kind of one, it was okay, but it was definitely more
the
kiddie.
animated ones are still doing well for kids,
Yeah,
and then grown adults like me, because I watch all of it.
Like the Courage and Cowardly Dog Scooby Doo special. I felt like that should have happened like 10 years ago.
Hey, I'm talking about Supernatural with Scooby Doo. I was watching that.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. So
they definitely do stuff like way past like Kiss meets Scooby Doo. Like a pretty good one. But again, like
the Scooby Doo movies
40 years ago.
The Scooby, like where they like all the celebrities and stuff like that. I think then they have one with the Beatles and like the Globetrotters and stuff like that.
They have a lot of them now.
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
Everybody watching that.
Borgie said, I definitely wanted to see Ant-Man die. No offense to Paul Rudd. And then Brandon was like, die for what? But I thought he was going to he was going to get caught in the quantum realm at least. At least have something happen for it. At least be caught in the quantum realm.
I think they're going to save all that though, because I think a lot of people are going to die in between like Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. I would save all that.
They could have killed Hank Pym. And still had it, and would have had the same result.
You could have killed Ant-Man,
or if I'm the leader of the ship or whatever, I'd do something really crazy nobody would expect. I'd kill Cassie.
Ooh, I would have hated that because you know what, Cassie was terrible to me.
Yeah, so go get the other variant from Endgame. Go get that Cassie.
Go back to the right Cassie. Yeah.
Go back to the right.
Go right to the Emma Thurman. We'll be all right. So Mayweather, which is what lied about the interview with the vampire cameo. I didn't realize that they sure did.
Yeah. So I was trying. I read it. And I was trying to think. I was like, did AMC say that, or was that just like a lot of rumors that people assumed? And I don't know. I have to go back and check. But I'm kind of glad it didn't though, because it would not have fit.
Whoa. I think AMC is trying to potentially trying to make a deal with Netflix. It comes to it. So
they should, because they ain't doing shit on their platform. Like I said, like right now, like Apple TV Plus is giving people a run for their money too.
They are
with their shows.
Dropping shows all the time. Hey, what's up, Enzo? What's up, man?
What's up, Enzo?
What we got?
Yeah, that Sharper movie. I started watching it and I had to stop. It's pretty good so far, man. It's pretty suspenseful. And it got a good cast. So, and you know that Apple TV Plus, I don't know what they're doing, man. I guess when you have the most money in the world, you don't give a shit. You're like,
they just dropping stuff. They're not even really like heavily promoting stuff. Like you'll see Ted Lasso here and there, but like they're not really.
But you know what I'm saying? When people see it, they realize how good it was. I mean, it's like they're doing good writing, good content. Like you still think Severance is the best thing you've seen all last year. So
yeah, it's my favorite TV show last year.
MGM Plus, that used to be Epix. The bad guy, they changed the name to MGM Plus because it's mixed. But From is a banger. That's a great like horror mystery show. That was I put that as my like favorite new show of last year. That's just crazy. You got Yellow Jackets. That's another like horror. That's on Showtime. And then you got The Bear season 2 coming out later this year. So like you got a lot of dope like new shit, like new stuff coming out and stuff. And then whenever Wednesday season 2 come out, I think Squid Game season 2 is supposed to be coming out by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like this summer. They're talking about Squid Game 2.
Yeah, it's like
I think they're still working on that reality show. That's probably what they. Yeah.
See, Tony says I like shows that do part 1 and part 2 in their seasons. Drop a part 1 and then drop a part 2.
I think that worked for Stranger Things a lot.
It had to work
For the-
because Stranger Things had so much stuff that was going on.
Yeah,
I thought that was good for them.
I think that's a smart strategy for Netflix as a whole. If they don't want to like drop all their episodes at once, just do a part 1, part 2.
I think they should do that with Cobra Kai. They should do that with all those things. Like, so you have.
Yeah. I think they're going to do that with the final season, most definitely.
Yeah. Because then you build up a lot of hype too. Because then if you get like that suspense mid-season, cliffhanger, and then finish it off like just in great form.
Yeah, because I could see them coming back with like Cobra Kai's the final season part 1 in like September, and then like they'll finish up in like December.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. And they Corky said they do have Euphoria and White Lotus too.
Huh? Euphoria?
Me, that's just not for me. It's not made for me either. So that's why I wasn't
not
worried about
it.
I mean, you can't deny it does. It's killing it in numbers, in awards, and everything. But for me, it's not made for. I think all of like just assuming. Go ahead.
Euphoria is a pretentious Degrassi. It's literally that, because Degrassi was fired. They went through some fire storylines until they killed JT, and it just went downhill from there. But that's all Euphoria is.
It's like a dark Degrassi.
Like, I'm not into a lot of drug stuff, and that's not for me. So
right.
Everything is all that.
We grown.
Exactly. I'm too grown for that.
We grown.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I think talking with before the show, like we went live. I was like, all right, I think we're all about the same age. So I was like, yeah, Euphoria is too Gen Z, Gen Alpha for us, because that's a little too new.
Like, dude, come on, man, too much for me.
Yeah, White Lotus is good.
I never watched White Lotus, but I watched because Hulu had a series that was just like that with Nicole Kidman. It was like 9 Strangers or something like that. Something 9.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I know exactly. It's like 7 Strangers on a Train or something. It's
I think it's called 9 Strangers.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
9 Perfect Strangers.
Then speaking of HBO, they got that
9 Perfect Strangers. Yeah, that's it.
They got that show with The Weeknd where he's playing like a cult leader or something like that. So,
oh what?
Oh, playing himself?
Yeah, playing
That's like somebody like, oh, I got the perfect role for Jared Leto. You're gonna start your own cult. He's like, done.
Yeah, they just need more. Because I'm excited for that Pennywise series, but that's not coming out until next year. So, and Penguin. So that's probably like the next time I'll be subscribed to like HBO Max, like next year.
Pennywise. Pennywise.
That's gonna be. I think that'd be a good one.
They just need more. They just need more horror content, just more content in general over there on HBO. Like, start pumping some stuff out. I know people like they want quality over quantity. You can still get that, but just make better stuff.
Yellow Jacket is definitely great.
Everyone's talking about it.
And then they had on Hulu is a show called Candy, but they're making like HBO's making their own version with it. What's her name? Elizabeth Olsen. It's called Love and Death or something.
Yes, actually I saw the Elizabeth Olsen one. I was like, man, I'm with this one.
Yeah, but it's just like, how different is this going to be from like the Jessica Biel show? So
that's a good question. I might watch it though, because whatever. I'm okay with the decent looking women. I'm okay with that. Yeah. This has nothing to do with anything. But have you guys seen the new Barbie doll that has scoliosis?
Oh shit!
No,
really? No, I have not. And, I have little girls. I have an 8 and 10-year-old, so I have not.
I'm looking it up right now because I'm like,
this is not y'all branded. Is this a different branding?
No, this is a different brand. This is a different brand.
Okay. I said that's not the same brand. I was like,
no. This is not me. That's not people's though.
Barbie Chelsea is the
Big
one
Little Lies was good. Yeah,
Big Little Lies. Tony's right. Euphoria's pretty visuals, and Zendaya are the show saving grace. I will stand with season 1 being good, not 2. That was bad.
Is Zendaya really a good actress? Like, are you just people just overhype? Because I feel like people like overhyping her like a little bit. It's just
I've seen her so long, man. I just feel like I've seen her for such a long time. I'm just kind of like
she's the same. She plays the same role. Like, really. Like, I'm this out. I'm an outcast. I'm an outcast. I do drugs occasionally on the weekends. And,
she did one movie, the TV show with Kadeem Hardison, something undercover, where she was a superhero or something like that, or a super spy or something like that, which is really a remake of the great Jet Jackson one. But it was like Zendaya undercover.
Yo, that show's fire.
Dude, Jet Jackson was it for me. I love that.
Yeah. Here's that the Barbies with scoliosis.
That's real.
Comes with it's Mattel, shopmattel.com. So
this is back brace.
Comes so Chelsea back brace. That's
Who's
crazy.
getting that for their child, bro? Like,
I'm done. I'm just like, Tony was like KC Undercover. That's what it was called. KC Undercover. It was the famous Jet Jackson. It was the same as the famous Jet Jackson that came in 1998. Which Lee Thompson Young killed that stuff. I don't know if I should say those type of words, but yeah, that was too soon.
I miss those old shows, man. Like, you never notice that when you're a kid, you're watching all these reruns and stuff, so you're already kind of being groomed into binging content.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to be in love with that girl Kayla on the famous Jet Jackson, man. I was like, man, I'll go. Yeah, let's go. I didn't know what go meant. I was 12 years old, didn't know what it meant. I knew I was going to be going.
Did y'all ever watch My Brother and Me? It was short-lived, but fire. Yeah, I still watch some episodes. Like, I was like, I'm not paying Amazon for this, but I'll find a way.
Oh man.
Yeah, those are.
I gotta get ready to go because it's almost midnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know Brandon Peoples, he and I made a movie together. I know you two do know.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. Is it that chicken one you said?
Oh boy. And then she plays a great drug addict. Her portraying a girl that gets so depressed that she can't pee properly was brutal. I don't need to see that. It's not.
Anybody can play a drug addict.
You know, I've seen crackheads. I've seen crackheads for a long time. You know,
I'm pretty sure I just saw a crackhead because they was walking backwards. And it kind of creeped me out. I was just like, it's dark out. I don't know what that was, but
I used to work at Family Video. This is like 20 years ago, and that's actually where I met Brandon. And it was a guy who came and snatched some movies because you had to rent movies a long time ago. You had to rent them out. He snatched movies he was running. And I was like, a top athlete. I just came out of football. This dude left me in the dust. He hopped like 5 gates before I got over 1. I was like, how the hell did he do this? He was like hopping over gates like sideways. It was crazy. I was like, man, he's like,
he's doing like the one flip, the one jump flips over him.
Dude, it's like he was looking at something else while he was jumping. It was amazing. It was crazy. I've never felt like a worse athlete ever in my life. I didn't tell anyone else about that for a long time. This dude totally outran me. And I had like a 4.640. I'm pretty fast.
Like, I'm a track star. I'm gonna catch you.
He was like, I don't know what he was doing. He was like running backwards, jumping over gates faster than I was running. It was crazy.
He might be something supernatural or something.
I know, right? I realized a block and a half. Like, man, he's actually 2 blocks ahead of me. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I'm out.
So at this point, you're trying to catch him just to train you, not even to get the movie back. Like, teach me.
He's probably just tell me cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's right.
Oh man,
that's funny.
Yeah.
So Brandon says, I'm not even sure he finished the product. It's a documentary Brandon and I made about anti-gambling. Oh, I will ask him about that when I see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But yeah. I'm gonna close it up because
Yeah, we got here, man. Perp, man, it was a great time, man. You are welcome to join us anytime. I mean, just hanging out is always fun. So
Yeah.
it's always fun. Like when other people like all the same stuff we like, it's always a good time, and just like, chit chat and have fun. So appreciate it. Yeah, but we're ready to get out of here, man. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah, I've been out all day.
Yeah. I'm waiting to hear. I have like 1 ear open, waiting to hear a cry. So I'm like, all right, it's getting that time. But cool. Check it out. A bunch of people came in. Black Guru, Derpy, Brandon. Was that Domo NBA, House of Nerd? All you guys coming to Horror Geek. Tony, Anzo. Appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out. Especially just chilling. So, but
Brandon,
yeah. So, again, appreciate it. Reminder, if you haven't subbed, to go sub to Perp. I'm gonna put the link in the description. You can click on his name in the description as well and take you right to his page. So go check him out, man. He has a bunch of good content with all movies and shows and stuff like that. And I mean, like I said, man, you're putting out new stuff like every other day, daily. It's all the time. It's awesome.
I was gonna drop a couple more. Like I wanted to do a snowfall video, but I was just
that's good. Oh
yeah, I just kind of fell off from like season 5. I was like frustrated with reviewing that shit, but
yeah,
because
I might drop that before Creed 3. So let's see.
Yeah, but what, like this week then? The next couple of days?
Probably tonight. I don't know.
Nice. So go check him out. Go sub to his channel. He's great. Does live stuff as well. So but thank you, Brian. Thanks for coming in.
Of course. I'm always ready. Like I was at the computer already. Like
yeah. So but yeah, thanks everybody. We'll be back next Friday with 2 more movies and talking the last 2 movies for this category, and then the Oscars are right around the corner as well. And make sure you subscribe to Spoiler Kings. We're still finishing up Black Excellence for the month of February, and maybe throughout the rest of the year. I might
just keep this going, because it was going really well. I appreciate everyone just viewing the videos. This makes me feel like it's good to talk about these things, because as a Black man, sometimes you want to hear about the excellent part of the things that you can hear. I mean, in these stories. So like I'm going to do this in the Black Messiah. I'm going to do was it
I think Black Klansman.
Black Klansman. Exactly, Black Klansman. There's so many things I want to do. I want to talk about Malcolm X. I want to talk about Hidden Figures. I want to all these excellent movies that that people don't talk about enough and give enough credit to. So I want to be able to do that. So if you could like those videos, subscribe, and keep us going, I'm gonna keep you going. This is what it is.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So make sure you check that out. Brian and your dad did some great conversations.
That was dope.
Great conversation. So
my dad is something else.
But that is it for us. We are out. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys on Monday talking Cocaine Bear. Super excited. But later.
See you guys.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're out here.